Again, if they are to get lose the series, they do go to lower bracket, they win that best of 3, you got a best of 5 to qualify to the next round of the road. So it makes sense, but yeah, giving out the death profit really just it makes the game so much harder both in draft and play.
It does, yeah. Really gonna have to dig deep to come up with the answers here, and right now neither of us are convinced by what they've come out with so far. Like, I wouldn't have even mind to see like a Lena or something. I've not been calling a lot for that hero recently, but I think the hero is better than the amount of play it's getting, and it can just burst the death profit down, which they, few other heroes really can. So there's no save as such as of yet. It's just a Naga Siren, which we've already mentioned is covered by Silencer. Now Axe comes out for Aurora. Okay, this is something which Na'Vi have been playing a decent amount, and now Aurora is going to get their turn with it.
Yeah, and just in case you are a Western European fan and you are watching the qualifiers for Team Board, this won't be a carry Axe, this will be a offlane Axe. Of course, in the offlane, you want to go for the Blade Mail, the Blink, and you do get to turn the bristle in the right direction. So comboed with the Blink from the Death Prophet, it feels like the front line will get executed. And I like the fact that Aurora, playing into a Silencer, they have multiple heroes now that once they enter the fight, Global doesn't really affect them. Once DP has BKB, she doesn't really care about Siphon, so she's like committed, right? Even if you get Global during BKB. Axe, when you blink Blade Mail someone with Cool, you get Global, it doesn't matter, they're already right-clicking you. So the Silencer has to be very proactive. You need to lead the fight, because if you're the ones reacting, the Global doesn't help you in the grand scheme of things.
That is true. Global. Yeah. There's a potential for them to overvalue it here as well, which can always be a bit scary. Gotta make sure that you're respecting the timings on the side of Aurora.
You probably need to ban out just a casual PA for Nightfall, I think.
5 seconds remaining.
Just the idea of getting more break and punishment, jumping around. You very quickly itemize for Dispel. Could be a decent option. I mean, Na'Vi, they're banning out Gyrocopter, a hero that just independent shoves the wave. I'm not opposed to it. I don't mind the ban, but I'm just trying to think of like, what's a carry that gets through lane, will utilize the space from Death Prophet and put Na'Vi on this like weird and awkward timer.
Dire team,
especially with the Sven ban as well, right? A hero that likes to buy MKB, has high armor. Okay, they banned Shadow Fiend. Again, fair play. You know what? I actually respect that ban a lot, because Naga Siren with a carry Shadow Fiend, that's going to be a really strong lane. You can actually just kill the Bristback several times, so that's actually a better ban than the PA. So yeah, I do like that one.
Seconds remaining.
Na'Vi themselves have been a victim to the Song into Requiem combo previously in this qualifiers, so not wanting to go down that route again.
I just feel like Na'Vi wishes they had access to like 2 or 3 more bans, right? Like, if they really could, it would be a Shadow Fiend ban, Gyro ban, PA ban, maybe Medusa ban. There's quite a lot of options actually that would feel pretty good. But yeah, Aurora, they run it back for the Medusa. But again, critically, the draft is so much different than the previous Medusa game. Like, there's life on the map. There's illusions from the Naga Siren to scout out for Shaman or Axe to initiate. There's Death Prophet to progress the early map. There's the Medusa to put Na'Vi on this like painful timer of Silencer, Rubik, Bristle will never kill the Medusa. Storm will never do it as well. Once you get to the kind of 2-3 item timing, it's all about the carry. So Yuragi, he has to find a hero that can survive the lane against an Axe plus a Shaman, but also provide threat to the game for the Medusa. It is a very difficult pick here for Yuragi.
Yeah.
And tempo is quite nice.
Of boxes to tick here. What is the answer going to be?
Okay. You know what?
Different take.
It fits the. I mean, the narrative I just gave, right, was you need to be aggressive in lane, but also pressuring the Medusa, right? You're a ranged hero against an Axe, so you have that chase down. You've got slows from the Silencer, so in theory, it's going to be pretty good. You don't really care about battle hunger because you can just push the wave very quickly. And in the game, if you have an early lead with the BKB, you do just stat at link and commit to the Medusa, but it is about aggression and go. For Na'Vi, it's not as easy as game 2, where once you get 2 or 3 pickoffs, Aurora fall apart. The comeback potential in Aurora's lineup is so much stronger, but if their lanes go to a good start and they create their own tempo, this is a lineup that will keep reminding Aurora of any mistake that they make.
10 seconds
but don't allow
remaining.
Aurora to get online. Don't allow the net worth to flow freely into all every cores, because
remaining.
yeah, 30 minutes with this Tricore all having good farm, there is no chance Razor can stand his ground. So yeah, can Na'Vi break the early game, you know, hard enough to have Roshans for free and map play for free? That's the real question for Na'Vi.
It is indeed. Let's see what they can do. Let's see what this Uragi Razor can do. I mean, there's Tiny, pretty damn convincing. Razor, definitely a similar paced hero, especially the way he played that Tiny with the Shadow Blade. So could be a real opportunity here for Na'Vi to sort of make that mold, that formula work for them once again here in game at number 3. And of course, Aurora, they are in a similar situation in some regards. Like, sure, they've got way more tools in their toolbox to fight back against Na'Vi, but they still have the Medusa. There's still a bit of slowness in their draft, and of course everything backed up by the silencer on Na'Vi as well, a hero we don't see a ton of. I mean, it's reasonably popular in this patch actually, but not as much as it was last patch, but still very, very good for covering those initiations, which the Storm Spirit and the Razor are gonna like very, very much. So yeah, this game 3, it's a hard one to call. You know what, T, though? I think I might be leaning Na'Vi. I don't know why, because this Medusa looked good last game. The Prophet looked completely unbeatable. But I don't know. I feel like they've just found their energy, found their spirit, and we're gonna smackdown here in game 3. What do you think?
I'm leaning Aurora just for the fact that there's so much kiting built into the lineup where it's like, do I really think a carry Razor, unless you have an incredible start to the game, can you always truly lock onto a Medusa to stop her from being the carry of the game? Like, yeah, if you have a 10k lead, sure, you're gonna probably be able to do that. So I want to side with Na'Vi, the aggression they had in game 2, the heroes they have in game 3, but there's something about Aurora's adjustments that feel like it's polishing the mistakes of game 2 to ensure that Nightfall can be the carry of the game. And yeah, Na'Vi, they need to just break Aurora like they did in the second game, and I just don't know if they can. You know, it's I'm hesitant.
There's also not much disengage on the side of Na'Vi, which I feel like is one of the key things against Death Prophet you really need to consider, is being able to get away from the exorcism. They have none of that. There is no Centaur, and the catch from Aurora is also really, really strong as well. So just being able to outpace them going to be very difficult. Kaori and Kiyotaka say hello in the middle lane. Kaori just going to make sure that Kiyotaka doesn't get any information there about awards and whatnot. Like, I absolutely, like, my brain is 100% going Aurora here. Like, I don't think they should lose, but I don't know, for some reason I can see Na'Vi doing it. They definitely have the tools to do it. It's just a tough game. Raggy being poked out pretty aggressively here by Panto and by Mera. Be a little careful here with the TP, but make sure they're long gone before he is going to use it to get back to the lane. Meanwhile, Toronto Tokyo going in with some body blocks as well to make this lane as awkward as possible for Uragi Razor. He'll come back and do his body blocks of his own, though, and will stop it from going under tower. Nicely done there from Uragi with the counter blocks.
Yeah, the first levels are very critical for this the bot lane for Na'Vi. They want to get Razor and Silence into a position to be able to just bully the Razor. Like, you're picking, sorry, to bully the Axe, sorry. Like, you're picking the Razor to try and have threat in the lane. So if you get level 2 first, level 3, you keep chasing Axe down the whole length of that lane. Then there gives purpose to the pick, and it already forces Aurora to kind of play recovery in one of them. Yeah, have to keep an eye out if they can find any kills that.
It's definitely a way of like abusing the Axe pick, because one of the weaknesses of the hero is definitely his lane. We haven't really seen that take place in the Axe games we've seen, but you know, I'm told Axe is not the best laner, so Razor, very strong laner. We'll see if he is able to punish Toronto Tokyo for this pick down here.
Yeah. Axe's laning always thrives when you kill the support. If the support makes mistakes and you get a couple kills on him, then there is so much life to it. And Koyora already feeling victim to that, right? He's getting, you know, ether shocked, he's getting battle hungered, just constant spam onto him. He's going to need to bring out additional tangos and salves and play around his stick to ensure that he doesn't get the edge for Aurora.
Very aggressive from Mira here, but they have hit level 2 now on the side of Na'Vi. Immediate TP comes out from Mira to make sure that he will survive this. Good reactions there from the Shaman, already locating the fact that they have no stuns in this lane, so TPing out is always going to be an option for Aurora in this lane.
Meanwhile, mid lane and top lane are going relatively even, right? Nothing too crazy happening. I think everyone's just trading the CS quite nicely. I said it in the first game, but a Bristle versus a Medusa. It is surprising if the Medusa ever dies. You really need to have like multiple goos on you to be deep down the lane and get chased down. And
I'm worried about your wand, isn't it?
I'm more intrigued to know about what's going to happen with mid. As soon as the Death Prophet hits 6, what is Navi's rebuttal to that? At that point, they're kind of hoping that the Razor and the Bristle will be independent. These side lane cores are pretty good at standing their ground later into the laning phase. So Silent Music should be able to come mid and assist, maybe even killing the Death Prophet, but that's why it's so important that the early game goes well for Navi. They need to stop Kiyotaka from being the do-it-all hero.
Another nice little combo, a little quirk of this draft from Navi is that Bristleback with the Snort Rocket plus the Razor's ultimate is going to create a lot of anti-armor just naturally in these fights without even having to build into it or apply it directly.
Courier has been slain.
Yeah, I mean, Storm zipping around is always going to have someone probably to punish.
Storm, Razor, even the Bristleback to an extent can all make use of that if anybody's getting particularly low. And so annoying for Ari to deal with on the Rubik. Does not trade good into this hero. And Toronto Tokyo still struggling down here in the bottom lane, not able to get his CS really coming in. Yuragi completely taking advantage of this axe pick. And this is kind of what we're expecting.
Stupendous.
You have to punish these picks when they come out, and they will know the answers. They're an axe picking team as Mira getting targeted hit. Mira turns around with the Hex, no TP this time though, so no way out of it. Although, no, too late. Kaori gets in the right click and Mira will go down.
I felt like it was inevitable that the death would occur down here, and we do get it. Bring up more resources.
Kiyotaka trying to find Copy farming in the jungle.
So annoying.
Oh my god, that's so obnoxious.
Yeah.
It's not like he shoved the wave in mid either. Like the middle wave is dying. He just doesn't care.
Let's go back to the point of Death Prophet does delete all of Copy's primary heroes, but again, don't wanna harp on it too much, but just want to one last time, Nomad, please stop me from talking about it again in the cast.
I will not, because it's quite important.
All right, thanks. I respect that water room.
At Radiant's
Top one. Of course,
Panto trying to be a sweaty lad and make multiple stacks in the jungle. Only managed to make one this time, unfortunately. Always got to respect the effort. Very, very high skill stuff to pull off.
I do love a good video about this is how you make 17 stacks at the same time. It's like, wait, what? Can you watch it? Yeah, I'm never doing that. I'm good, brother. Thanks for the video though, I respect it.
Panto just comes in, also tries to take a chunk out of these stacks as well. He's very upset. Also, Panto just straight up sentried it right in front of his face, and looks like Harry didn't respond to that.
Yeah. The supports of Aurora just left the lanes earlier, right? You've got Naga Siren, punishing the top side of the map. You've got the Shaman blocking the hard cap that Storm was farming, taking the 2 small creeps. 6-minute rule comes into play. And it is going to be top, but again, Panto is already there. He can take it if he wants. But if Ari doesn't come to contest it, Kiyotaka will be able to get it. Gets a deny, but won't he trade his life for this actually?
It's not worthwhile. Somehow Panto gets that, so that'll be a kill going towards the Naga Siren with a little bit of a fumble. Nice plays. Responses from the Aurora team. So they start to move their focus towards mid. And yeah, Copy very much on the struggle bus now. Sure, his last hits look okay. Actually, his net worth's kind of looking fine as well. It's more about how much the Death Prophet's being able to get done.
Yeah. I think, critically, it's the fact that I spoke about the supports being able to leave the side lanes on Na'Vi, but because of Copy going to jungle so early, running to base, there's been like a 2-minute window where your mid's not been in mid. Therefore, there's no natural time where Rubik and Silencer can come to lane. It's not as if Rubik Silencer kill when they come to mid. They want a dive to be occurring to then fade bolt and lift on the tower to then throw out the slows and the Silencer. And Aurora just are not enabling that opportunity. They're not hitting 6 on DP and instantly pressing ultimate at the tower, right? Like that's kind of like an old school way of playing it. Instead, Kiyotaka walks bottom again. I feel like we always see Kiyotaka want to play on the side lane when he hits his ultimate. He doesn't just play mid. And this is really annoying for Na'Vi when you pick a Razor to threaten the Axe, and the Axe has not died in laning phase. Plus, Kiyotaka brings your safe lane tower to half HP just from right clicks alone.
Yeah, it's less than ideal, and there's a lot of pressure coming down here, and all of the vision in the Radiant jungle means that Yuragi's just never going to feel safe, but he didn't feel safe apparently to go for a kill here onto Toronto Tokyo. Toronto Tokyo turns around with the TP out, and he's going to get away, and now it's Yuragi in trouble. The TP is coming out here, but Copy is going to join in with this one, but Yuragi's so low already, and he is going to fall. Mira maybe will be the return kill here, but Mira's got a few heals still in his pocket. Move him out. Copy cannot finish the job here, cannot get caught by Panther with that ensnare, has to back himself away. They will get nothing from this. They lose their carry, and they cannot find the return kill onto Mira. That would have been such a critical way to get Copy back into the game. With 3 galvanized stacks, you know, get a kill onto Mira, and maybe he might find him anyway. Although Mira does turn around. I mean, Shackles are going to be out, but it's a level 1, so it does not last long at all, and Copy should finish the job.
If there was a camp, that was like, is he gonna deny? Okay, there is no camp. Yeah, he's out.
He's done for.
Still pretty good moves there from Aurora, bringing all this attention to the bottom side of the map, killing off the carry, just opening up even more time for Nightfall and the Medusa to feel uncontested, just farming away. They need to get levels in their support from Na'Vi. The problem is, you get level 6 on a Rubik, you get level 6 on a Silencer. The heroes then want to see aggression from their opponent, but what happens when Axe hits the jungle? DP hits the jungle, Medusa hits the jungle, like they're gonna have to smoke up themselves and try and find a kill. Drag Copy into the fight and see if they can kill anyone.
They have to start crying. Yuragi is going for this kind of glass cannon build. I was wondering how he was going to play out this Razor, and at the moment he's got the Mjolnir queued up. So 2 Mjolnirs in fact, yes.
Yeah, it was a Mjolnir and a Maelstrom. Doesn't work, by the way, but imagine.
Maybe he misses Maelstrom, yeah, so much that he's just like, oh, I'll just buy them both and get the old active and the new active. Or something.
We had already fake buys up the last game, so maybe the quick buys are not to be looked into too much.
Okay. Everybody hang out, everybody chill out a minute. We don't have the global silence to answer this at the moment, so yeah, Panto is just going to be able to perform a little Panto of his own, actually. Everybody has to sit there and listen.
Carnage underway at Radiant's top tower.
6 games or so? It took you some time, but you finally said it.
I mean, I think this is the first time he's been playing Nagasiren, right? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Who knows? Should I cheat and double check? I feel like he hasn't played Nagasiren in the last 3 days.
I don't know. I feel...
Yeah, he did against One Move.
Games One Move? Okay.
Yep.
Game 1? Well, yeah. I wasn't there for that, so...
Well, you said it, not me. But now you open up the floodgates. Yeah, I've been good. I didn't remind you about that all day today.
It would be kind of weird if you brought it up at this point, but...
Hey, okay, fair. Good point. I'm just trying to get brownie points, alright? But fine, whatever. Right, moving on.
Toronto, Tokyo doing some risky jungling. I mean, this very like kind of invisible way of playing the game for Aurora is definitely going to allow Na'Vi to recover from their lanes, but again, this draft isn't really meant to be recovering from anything. It's meant to be ahead, pretty much from this point onwards. So they'll try and force them into this situation. Of course, Copy has recovered kind of from his lane. He's got a couple of levels. He's got, you know, soaring treads. He's not completely invisible. Can really use the power room to get back into the game. And fortunately, there's just been so much action happening around these power rooms because Aurora recognize that. They're saying, you know, the one way that Copy can be a threat to us right now is if he gets one of those power rooms. So of course, in come the illusions and an arcane. Okay. Not the not the best, but definitely not the worst. We'll see what Copy can do with this.
This could just be an arcade room where he tries to be more efficient on the map. Jungle a bit quicker. And the global and everything. I'd like to see them entertain a kill if possible, but yeah, for now. Taking oh, okay, here it is. Okay, see mirror. That's a bit the opposite. He's in the tower. He does have the tower protection.
Yeah, it's a little deep. Toronto Tokyo's nearby. If he can set up with a blade mail into a call here onto he's blocked in the tree lights here. Move, mirror, move. Doesn't matter. Then comes a hex. The skull silence coming down. Giving Copy a chance, but the call is in range. Down he goes. See you later, Storm Spirit. Mirror throws out the tit as well. It was a little deep T.
Putting myself on cooldown, so I'm being polite. That's it. Give me 5 seconds.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Going for that play under the tower on to a pretty low value target as well. Just not really worthwhile. And also sets up the axe to grab himself a free dunk there, which is absolutely phenomenal for Toronto Tokyo. This hero, again, his lane isn't great. His early game is also not great. You're really just waiting for Blade Mail and Blink Dagger to be like a full hero. But, I mean, now he's just running around the map, getting whoever he wants. Kaori, gonna die here as well.
I just think it was completely unnecessary in regards to Na'Vi, right? Like, their early game hasn't been that successful. Their Razor has died, and Storm's been heavily pressured. So when you get an Arcane and you're taking the enemy stacks, why not play for... Let's farm a bit, let's get the Kaya. If we see a core hero that we can kill, let's go for it. But yeah, it was so forced. I think the pressure of Aurora farming is getting to Na'Vi. You feel that they want to take a fight, but now Panther, getting a song set up on 2 heroes. Kiyotaka doesn't have the silence to layer into him, nor does Toronto Tokyo. Oh, he actually does have the positioning to hit the call, but only gets the room.
Copy gets away, but Ari will not. And Stonegate's coming out on this one as well. Yuragi trying to look for an opportunity to come in the sidelines. This one doesn't really find it. Now being slowed down by the Battle Hunter as well, but he's going to be able to get himself backwards. Boom, just getting a ton of silence. In they go on the side of Na'Vi. Really? I mean, they'll kill off Mirror at the very least, but Yuragi's still on the run. They don't have that much catch available though. Toronto Tokyo still trying to close the gap onto Yuragi. Doesn't quite do so. They secure Yuragi a kill and get themselves out. Exorcism, it might not be able to take down this tower, so delaying the game a little bit more. And in fact, Ari going up to Kiyotaka. They've got to be quick here though, because those ghosts are about to come home to mama. And they are going to heal him right away back up again. Global silence coming down from Kaori, but they now realize that Kiyotaka is absolutely fine. Not under any threat at all, although Ari's still being annoying and getting Nightfall a little low. But there's no follow-up at the moment.
They just don't have the damage on Na'Vi. They've got the survivability when they don't get hit by an axe call, but of how long that fight lasted. And the global Storm's doing really nothing in the fights at the moment. It's all Aurora, and 8.7k net worth Medusa happily TP's in with the Manta. He steps up into the enemy jungle and just dies. Yeah, it really does feel like Na'Vi are falling apart. A draft in which we were expecting a bit more aggression. Sure, we had no expectations of Storm, who got picked into Death Prophet to win the lane, nor did we expect them to protect their tower. The point is, it's just like the smokes, the map movement, maybe even being more efficient through how you farm was the recovery, and then none of it really happened. They just getting out-farmed and outplayed at the moment.
They had this window where Toronto Tokyo didn't really have a great lane. He's sitting in the jungle with like half a blade mail. Na'Vi coming in and goes the triangle. And at that point in the game, if they just sit on Aurora's side of the map and force Aurora to have to use their spells on them, then that's a big win for Na'Vi. I think that's a situation they can play into, but diving tier 2, getting awkward with it, probably forcing the issues is just not really going to look that good. But Mirror's trying to go for a solo play onto Kaori, is going to get him. Now turns around with a shackle onto Copy. Copy doesn't have the most mana to play with here. It is actually just straight up going to have to try and leave. Yeah, he's actually kind of winning this, isn't he? Copy just needs to get out.
Imagine from downtown, Axe just got a dunk there. Oh, he's looking for it though. He's running. He's beelining across the map.
Copy.
He knows Copy. Okay, he does have TP mana now.
Okay, he's out.
Toronto Tokyo. He was trying.
Has come to Radiant's bottom
tower. Stop though. Yeah. Goes to play behind the Medusa. We didn't talk about it, but Kiyotaka going straight for the ults, right? Going defensive, respecting that Na'Vi might get a kill on him, and
That's for
me. Like the kill threat on Na'Vi now just is locked into when will Yuragi be ready, right? What happens when Yuragi gets me on a BKB? sure, it is going to probably be when Medusa has Manta, Butterfly, and a Hurricane Pike, so that Stallion Link won't have crazy value on the Medusa.
No, definitely not. Yeah, it's a struggle to see how Na'Vi play out the rest of this game, but nevertheless, it's only 5k gold. It's still plenty of Dota to come, but yeah, from this position here, I don't know what they can do. Jump in, a cool Ari, another random death.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And yeah, things really on rails now for Aurora as well. Just Nightfall, he's going to farm up. Every time he hits a timing, he's going to start bullying down these towers. And he's going to farm up for his next timing. Every time you do this, if you see a hero on the side, Toronto Tokyo will jump in, will get a kill. The attacker, of course, also able to play his own timings this game. And so going to be forced to sing to get himself away. Uh-oh. And everybody else coming on in here, looking towards Yuragi. The global sign's going to come and give Yuragi the chance he needs to get himself away. Doing good damage back the way off the side of Aurora, but Kiyotaka is not letting him leave and will get the kill. Copy trying to come in around the side, doesn't find a single thing though. Boom also getting on for this. Two-man call from Toronto Tokyo easily sets up Kiyotaka for the double kill, and Toronto Tokyo gets one of them as well. You've got to be asking the question here. Your Razor is dead. They've used their spells. You have no global.
Middle tower is under attack.
I think the answer is because I don't think they're going to be getting a whole lot more out of the rest of this.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah,
Much like
happy to say it post game, but I'll say it now as well. I think coming into game 3, I think the draft is just really poor from Na'Vi, and when you are playing the qualifiers, trying to get yourself to the World International, you cannot have a bad draft. You cannot have a bad day like this in regards to that. And yeah, I think the strategy had so much time to prepare for this, and Game 3, the draft just let down the team immensely. Like, to try and play with this draft, to give away such specialties, yeah, it is just Aurora all the way. You can see that throughout the series, Aurora just kind of shaped and developed, right? That sure, they had a struggles in Game 2, but that, again, draft-based. And they identified the problems, fixed it, go to Game 3. But coming into Game 3 for Na'Vi, they saw how to beat Aurora in Game 2 and decided to kind of throw that all away. And yeah, Aurora. 10,000 gold lead. We're watching a highlight here of just a massacre.
Yeah, really it's a close fight. No one's even remotely low. I didn't really like that. Not great.
I mean, I think Yuragi can see it, right? He's like, how am I meant to win this game? Like,
what am I meant to do here, boss?
Yeah, my Bristol's got a Vanguard and Blade now, hoping to return a bit of damage. My Storm's got absolutely no game. Admit that we picked into the Death Prophet, and he's playing a Razor that unfortunately just hasn't been able to kill anything, right? He didn't punish the Axe in lane, which was half the reason you're picking it. He's not able to lock onto the Medusa because she's so far ahead. 4,000 gold ahead, a whole item ahead. Butterfly completed. Yeah. Again, I don't like to harp on draft often in a Dota game. Of course it's important, but this time around.
Okay, jump in Toronto Tokyo here. It's a decent target if you can get the damage up in time. Global Silence even coming down, but the link has been broken, but they might finish off the kill. Boom! He needs to finish the job, and they will. Kaori gets a kill onto him, but Kaori also goes down himself to get Asher on the side. Now they'll focus all of their attention towards Boom. Boom, he'll get off some good goos, but he will be going down himself. It'll slow down the rest of the team enough to get the rest of Na'Vi to safety. So it's a kill onto a court. It costs them, but they get it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nightfall just so scary now as well. Manta style Butterfly. Even if you do link up Nightfall through the entire fight, you don't really gonna care. We might see that come to pass now here as they try to make the play. I mean, they've still got their Bristle back dead. Silence out onto Copy. Yeah, he just getting killed off. Blackie also in trouble here, just stuck on the front lines. Also gonna die. They have the Bristle team.
They're broken. They're broken.
This is,
sorry. Yeah. He has 11 wands.
Yeah, this DP is not as low as she looks. Gonna stick some straws into those enemies and start sucking away. Aurora is going to be dropping as well. That is going to be a triple kill for Kiyotaka. Boom nearby. Don't go too close to the hedgehog. Gonna stay at a respectable distance, but that will be the ultra coming out for Kiyotaka here as well. My god, Kiyotaka on this Death Prophet. completely unanswered in the draft, completely unanswered in the game. Like, let it through, and I still have no idea why.
There's only so many ways I can word it, but
Yeah.
it's just
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
is it stubbornness? Is it a lack of respect, a lack of understanding? Like,
That's what I want to kind of say. It feels to me that it's like, oh, we're going to let it through, and maybe their idea on how to kind of functionally answer the hero is just incorrect.
Tower is under attack.
it's like if you let the depth of it through, then the logic has to be your side lanes are strong enough that you pressure the carry in off lane, so then you have the resources to then sweep into mid lane and then find the kill, or your mid lane is able to play into the Death Prophet well enough that you can then follow the Death Prophet. When she rotates with Exo, you follow her, you keep taking the fight, you keep bruising her as she tries to bruise you, right? But that's not the case. Like, the entire draft of Na'Vi has, like, Bristle concedes to Medusa. Again, Razor maybe could have done a bit more against the Axe, I can give them that one. But the Storm's going to do nothing here. You are going to lose the IDCS, you're going to lose the everything pretty much, so... Right, I'm just honestly shocked that a game 3 upper bracket qualifying like game has such a weak approach to a Death Prophet that we knew was coming the entire time. So
Yeah.
Na'Vi did it to themselves. It really is as simple as that. And again, luckily for Na'Vi, this is going to be a wake-up call. When they go to lower bracket, when they play up against the team down there, and you potentially go up against Aurora in the grand finals, Death Prophet should now be #1 priority. Should have been like that today, though.
Game comes out, that's going to free Yuragi solid, he's going to die. This is not a fight, it's another big old non-fight. There's a song just to make sure they can clean up absolutely everybody in here. Maybe the Stormsbird can get away. Global silence to cover them here on Na'Vi. Na'Vi trying to fight up into this, but they really do not have anything. Buyback from Kaori. To do what? Just to get up the global silence. TPN. What the? Kiyotaka's dead. Alright, well, we can get from the tip.
That's a powerful tip.
Yeah. Thanks for the 1,000 gold.
Yeah, that's empowering though. You know, getting Kiyotaka to all chat. It doesn't matter that he's diving the tier 4s. You've got Kiyotaka to all chat. You've got him to smiley face.
Yeah.
Oh god. Tower is under attack.
This is a deeply unserious game at this point.
Yeah, I think. Like normally, at least in these moments, right? You try to go like, what's the comeback? What's the maybe if Na'Vi can, you know, book a flight to wherever Aurora's boot camping, kick in the cables, the internet cables, and get a disconnect. Yeah, start this fight. Once again, every engagement just looks to be a massacre. The support's instantly caught off by the axe and Death Prophet. Yuragi, he tries to enter the fight, but aggroes the neutral camps, gets stunned up. He also gets sent back to base quite quickly and is running over them. 25 minutes in, 19,000 gold. This is what we expected to see, by the way, from Aurora. Like in every game that they played in this qualifier, like we were expecting, they are #1 seed. The fact that it's taken them, what, this is their 3rd series, this is the first game that they truly are dominating to this standard. They've had to warm up a little bit into it, but yeah, what a game 3 from them. Really showing the experience both through play and coaching to ensure that this game 3 is not as close as it could have been.
That's what it comes down to, isn't it? There's just so much more experience behind this Aurora side. You know, you would not see this kind of game coming out from Aurora, I don't think. Like, sure, last game they had issues, but it always looked like they had a way back into it, but ouch. Yep. Alright. Blade Mail, the ultimate Kiyotaka counter. Good.
Axe observes carnage underway at Radiant's top tower.
Imagine if Aurora lose this game though, you know, like we're both yapping about, you know, it's being, I mean, to be fair, I don't know what the win probability is. I haven't looked at it, but like 2%, maybe 3%. You can actually go back up to probably like a good solid 5%, and but it would be, that would be quite a beautiful way. Alright, axe is down.
It took towards Panther of all people, but yeah.
Radiant's
Really read into the video, but maybe Panther told him to go die down there or something.
Yeah, you'll be fine bottom, bro. Just go
you'll be fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'll TP. I'll save you.
Yeah, I'm in range for Song. Don't worry. Here we go. Another mirror making a solo play, but Ari's got his own snakes to play with, and that's going to be enough to bring down Mira, but Uragi's going to die as a response to it, as well as Nightfall gets on top of him, and Ari will not be getting his way out of this one either. Kiyotaka with the double kill, Copy jumping in under the cover of the Global Silence, which comes out eventually and allows him to kill off a Naga Siren, so that's going to get him down as Boom again continuing to harass the Kiyotaka with his Blade Mail, but now the Silence onto Copy. Copy has to wait forever for that silence to end, but now Blizzard actually TPs himself away. Goes back into the fountain, so Mindful left alone will slither back to his side of the map. Na'Vi probably not super content with that trade considering their Razor died, but we'll have to make do. Been 27 minutes of Aurora domination, 27 kills as well going their way, a kill per minute onto Na'Vi, 17k goal advantage at this point in the game, and that's just looking to go up and up and up. Very hard.
Just rally behind the Medusa, right? To be fair, Medusa has to keep by herself to top lane. But with an Aegis left for 3 minutes, it'd be quite the attempt for the double support during Storm to try and kill her off, and yeah, they run away from her very quickly.
I mean, Copy is giving them information that, like, this Medusa is alone, but that's also information they can do absolutely nothing with. As Blitz are going to get jumped in the middle lane here as well. And once again, going to try to get up some damage here with the Blade Mail, but not really a whole lot you can do. Ari trying to steal Hex, maybe Shackles gets Ether Shock. At least he can Shackles with this, I guess. Storm now caught as well. Mira does not leave Copy alone. Can Prophet get here for the silence in time? No, she cannot. Copy is going to get away. Armies have not been back to tier 3.
And Radiant's top
Yeah, between Silence at the Tormentor, Storm zipping by the tier 3 top, Nightfall's taking the tier 3 top. I said top in both, technically both the top lanes, like Radiant and Dire top lane. So many different things happening right now. But Aurora just killing it everywhere they can.
Radiant's top tower
on the high ground, whilst Iragi jungles.
was a tower, he would never fall.
Yeah, he's got enough for Yasha. He can go back and fight this.
The red mist spreads at Radiant's middle tower.
Just baffled, they honestly baffled. This is the first game, I think, in the entire qualifier where I've just sat back just in shock, you know?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's towers are fortified.
It's good to have a wake-up crew in the upper bracket, right? Especially against the team that
middle tower is
number 1 seed.
Radiant's
For sure, there's a lot to learn from this series to ensure that you are a new Na'Vi for tomorrow.
Definitely.
Radiant's middle
I mean, hey, we'll definitely deal with the Death Prophet tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, that's... Who knows?
Silence on the high ground, you're absolutely right. As I'll jump in onto Iragi. Iragi is dead. Aurora looking to stamp their ticket into those grand finals. They want to be just a singular match away from the road to the international. Boom getting jumped now as well. There's the song coming out. Toronto Tokyo just putting himself in between the two, sitting there ready, and gets left. But still doesn't really make much of a difference here. Iragi tries to get the link onto Nightfall. Sure, you might kill him once. Maybe. No, you won't. Just kidding. Nightfall's fine. GG is called. Game number 3. It goes to Aurora. Game number 1, they get squashed by the Death Prophet. Game number 2, they ban out the Death Prophet. Game number 3, they do not ban out the Death Prophet. They get squashed by the Death Prophet once again.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think, for Na'Vi's sake, they didn't really adapt throughout the series as well as Aurora. And again, as much as it felt like a negative cast, I'll be honest, but there was nothing else to say. I didn't want to lie to anyone. I wanted to keep it honest and what are we gonna do? I didn't want to just try and sugarcoat it for Na'Vi's sake. They did it to themselves, and this is where sure they're smiling, but that's like they're smiling through the pain. The fact that
Radiant team pick.
Advantage often is the case for the qualifying team, so if there was to be someone to change the script, of course both Nemiga and Cybergoose have done an exceptional job at just improving every single series. And I think coming into it, before the series this morning, I was leaning Cybergoose being better than the teams we had available in the lower bracket quarterfinals. But yeah, the way that Nemiga kind of kept themselves alive in that game too against Liga, I think they were down what, like 13,000 gold, maybe 14,000 gold at some point, and then they just kept taking the fights. It was really impressive builder from them to be able to eventually win out the game. So yeah, close series we have, but yeah, both teams really just showing great improvements.
Yeah, definitely exactly what you want to see from a qualifier team as well. Cybergoose just looking better every time. Nemiga as well looking better each game, and now both of them in good form to take each other to a very exciting series. I mean, I can't call this one, to be honest with you. Like, I would lean Cybergoose due to the caliber of players, but Nemiga, you know, they're young, they're hungry, and they are making examples out of the teams they play against, so anybody could really take it at this point. Death Prophet going to be the first pick here as Cybergoose start this one off. Meanwhile, Nemiga Gaming, they will grab their Shadow Shaman, the first pick overall of the draft, and the first pick for them. We've seen Death Prophet once again. I don't want to talk about that hero anymore, to be honest with you, T. I think
Okay,
all I can say is Cybergoose watched the last series. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's fair. The way that the region is developing, it does feel like Death Prophet will become this like first phase hero. Like, as much as I joked about it being like a first pick hero in the last series, I mean, why wouldn't you want to entertain it going into an early as possible, right? I think especially the heroes that you need to pick to try and beat it are so specific that it really hurts your draft integrity when your mid laner is playing a ranged hero that has wave shove but no like map play. That is quite damning to the current meta, right? You want your mid laner to be explosive and breaking the map and using every active room. Yeah, logically, if people are confident on the hero, pick it as quick as possible.
Absolutely. Give it a try, see how it works out for you, and Disruptor are going to be a great pairing with that Death Prophet as well. Drag them back in, stop them running away, stay with my lovely Death Prophet and her lovely ghosts, and see if you enjoy that. Spoiler, you won't. Next picks for Nemiga, though. I mean, we haven't seen the answer to the Death Prophet yet, but I'm imagining it's going to be a lot of burst damage, the ability to get on top of her and just kill her off before she can really let those spirit siphons go. As you can see, Cybergoose, they get rid of the Sven as the big DP answer, which definitely makes sense.
Yeah, no, I like the idea of Sven versus Death Prophet due to the points that you made. It's kind of the MO that feels really good. We of course have other options where it's like maybe like Drow with an Agnons could be quite a cool fun, you know, play on hypothermia and good range. There's Terrorblade with Skadi. Right, outranging the Death Prophet is one option, but the problem with this is to get to that time you need 25 minutes of farm, and the way that Death Prophet's played at the moment is you play good lane, you get Aghanims, BKB, and you just don't allow any time to farm because you're always just pressuring the map and going. So it does feel like the more traditional counters don't get to even follow the pace of the game to get to their items, and yeah, there's a reason why we do see Death Prophet so often in the region.
Indeed. Mega need to get themselves a pick here, and a couple of picks actually as time's running out, but when you got these two picks together, you generally want to decide on them both, and then just make sure that you've got two heroes which complement each other as best as possible. Pango is going to be the first one here. Next one we shall see, but Pango, does this hero survive the middle lane against Death Prophet? I think it does.
Yeah, it survives because of the wave, and I think critically it provides a window in which you can kill the Death Prophet, but you saw from the start on the screen, so far it's been the offlaner, right, playing it for Nemiga. Therefore, it's going to be a different type of game from them. Of course, you could argue all that flex in the Pango, but I think critically, because you see Disruptor in the 5 role, you pick Pango and Willow as your offlane combination, you probably can kill the Disruptor quite nicely. When Death Prophet gets some good timings and goes to play pressure, both of these heroes will TP to that lane and get the kill. So I think they have kind of answered the Death Prophet's early game through, if she ever steps up to a tower, Namiga are ready to bring numbers. Rolling Thunder, Bramble Maze, Terrorize, etc. They do have the tools to at least control her. Maybe not kill her as of yet, but the control is available.
We just need that big bursty carry hero to come in, and we'll be pretty happy with what we're seeing, I reckon. Cyber Goose, of course, they've got to come up with their own problems here. Ban's going to be the first one of those. Always going to be quite nice against the Shadow Shaman, break somebody out of shackles, which is generally a very obnoxious hero. Also, a bit of flexibility as well. Can move from the carry to the off lane. You can do what you want.
10 seconds remaining.
2000 has played it a couple times. So let's assume that DP mid, ABBA carry. It is looking to be a kind of the same playstyle as Aurora, right? It's get your DP online and then everyone's buffing her up. Disruptor's holding people in place for Death Prophet to do damage. You've got Abaddon with the shield, like you mentioned, to keep the Death Prophet alive. It really is a strong laning phase and to break the map. And every time we say strong laning phase, it feels like soon after Batrider is picked up. And ABBA can be with the bat in the offlane, ABBA can be the carry, keeping it all open, but critically, it doesn't matter about the flexibility. The identity of their draft is, like I said, strong lanes into keep just pushing the game forward. And for Namiga,
5 seconds remaining.
They don't really have a strong front line to protect them from this aggression. Pangolier once rolls used, and that's it. All the pieces of the draft come falling down, so the next two picks from Namiga either need to have really good laning presence to give them the upper hand, or be really hard to kill so that you can just protect your objectives whilst you're farming up from behind that.
All right, Namiga, what is your carry? I feel like they should pick it up now, otherwise it might just get banned out in the next phase. You have a lot of information here to work with. Of course, Cyber Goose do have that overall last pick. Right now, they will grab themselves. Hooray! Lena's come out! Finally! I've been waiting so long, T-Governor.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Most likely will be the mid lane, right? We already said that against Death Prophet, you want to have high range wave shoving heroes, right? And Lina is one of the classics that does it. So yeah, I don't mind it. They still haven't solved the problem of who stands up front to start the fight, right? Everyone kind of wants someone else to start the engagement for them on Namiga. So I'd like to see that be in the carry role, a hero that can do that for them. But yeah, critically, they've got the answer to Death Prophet.
5 seconds remaining.
The counter skirmish potential, the laning phase. They do have answers. Now it's on execution and finding the front line. Or frontline hero, to be specific, sorry.
Yeah. Standing their ground against this draft is not going to be easy, though. Death Prophet going to be outputting so much damage. Abaddon also going to be laying in quite a lot as well from this carry position, and Batrider just picking off anybody who wants to try and come and help you out. There's not a ton of options. Tiny going to get banned out. Elsewhere, the Sven, he's actually already gone, so seems like Cyber Goose have been planning out these bans for quite a while now. What else is there?
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Lifestealer, I suppose, could be a potential. You don't really want to pick Lifestealer into Batrider particularly, and Disruptor's pretty good against you as well, but I don't know how many more options you have. And yeah, you can see Cyber Goose here just ban out the Gyrocopter. They don't really see what else they can do on Namiga. The one other option here is actually the Medusa for Namiga. I think that works well for them.
Yeah. I think I guess the concern with that would be Namiga's lanes have to go well so then they can fight, but Medusa needs to get Manta +1 to then become the front line. I'm not opposed to it. I think it can work out quite nicely.
Yeah, having thought about it a little more,
what the carry would be.
Yeah, I don't think Lifestealer works really. I was tempted by it, but nah. You've got to be so far ahead to be able to just run at the Death Prophet and hit her. Doom, interesting. So is this going to be Hango mid, Lina carry, Doom offlane, or is it going to be Doom carry, Lina mid, and Hango offlane?
Hango offlane, Lina mid, Doom carry would be where I'd stick the heroes.
10 seconds remaining.
Lina versus DP in the mid lane enables you to have the kind of a decent
5
matchup.
seconds
When
remaining.
she hits 6 and wants to hit your tower on DP, you then have Laguna, one support rotation or even the Pangolier rotation, you get kills, stalls out her game. Doom carry then puts a threat on both Abba and Deathrophet that want to play, using their HP pools up, putting shields and siphons and whatnot. You doom them, congratulations guys, you got to leave the fight, right? So yeah, also a Doom in the carry role, you get a very early like phase Midas. Sure, you might go Radiance, but like if you need to, you can just buy the items to become a frontliner, so you can kind of play like a position 1.5, like a hybrid carry if the game requires it. Again, if your Lina's popping off, then you can itemize to enable her even more. But yeah, Nemiga, well-rounded lineup, very skirmishy, very ready to take the fights, and see what Cybergoose want to close out the draft. Of course, Abaddon could just move to offlane. They find a new carry if they want to, but no, they want to win lanes themselves. We already said that their draft is built around winning lanes. They get the last pick Enigma into the carry Doom. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very strong offlane from Cybergoose. Pretty strong safe lane as well with the Disruptor and the Abaddon. You get a good glimpse on the Pangolier or the Willow and they can die as well. So yeah, lanes look very good for Cybergoose. It's critically what happens between DP and Lina. Is the DP going to be able to find a way to navigate the Lina's good range? And I'd like to think that Chira Jr., if he has watched a couple of the replays from Kiyotaka, Deathrophet doesn't mind walking to the jungle, hitting a hard camp, rotating to a side lane with the early exorcism. There are ways to play it out. But I think I am, for early game tempo, leaning Cybergoose. Overall draft and what you can bring to the mid game, Nemiga do have a lot of answers to the aggression of Cybergoose, just if they can set up the game to be able to play at their tempo.
Yeah, I mean that's the answer, isn't it? Both teams playing on these big spells, Doom on the one side, the Black Hole on the other. Both of them sort of have to navigate the game through their own timings, which is sort of interesting, and I don't think something we've been seeing so much recently. Like there's been a lot of like sort of Quaker games recently, so yeah, I think a very evenly matched in the drafts, which is sort of what I was anticipating coming into this one. I do like Cybergoose a little bit more. This may be my Death Prophet bias coming into play, but I just think this DP and Disruptor are going to work together so nicely. And then like you've kind of got your fail safe of the Enigma as well. Like a lot of it's making sense for me. And again, both drafts do make sense, but I just think this one seems a little bit easier to execute. So I think that's the one I'm going to go for. So yeah, I'll go Cybergoose game one, I reckon.
Okay, well, of course we'll see what happens. Let's just throw out the good luck, have funs. I think the good thing about this game is I think both teams are very happy with what they've achieved, right? One side you've got the Lina into Death Prophet, the Doom into both Abba and DP, and then for Cybergoose it's you've got this last pick Enigma, and noticed he is a very, very strong Enigma player, and he already knows from tempo, right? His lane he thinks is going to be good. Look at his quick buy. If he can go for the early Helm of Dominator, potentially the Helm of Overlord, right? You could just overwhelm a lot of this early map play from Nemiga. I was about to call them Enigma for a second. I was like, yes, Enigma Galaxy, yes.
Yeah, you do want to get the fast Helm of the Overlord, right? Because otherwise Doom can just constantly eat your creep, can't he? So
battle.
Yes, that's cool.
Ward placed over. I like that from Solo. That's very cheeky. He went to pretend to place the ward, but instead passed it over to a smoked hero who was next to him. So it looks like he went and placed the ward when he didn't. That's
pretty cool.
Really, really cool. Unfortunately, he didn't have a ward down, didn't see any of it. So
didn't see anything happening,
Yeah, kind of just playing to an empty crowd. But still, if there were people there and they did have a ward down, it would look sick. There's Bashka taking some early damage. Flame Break leveled as the first point from problems here. Doesn't feel worthwhile, but we'll see how it works out.
I'm not opposed for it, just for the logic of playing with Enigma, right? Eidolons do a lot of damage if they can stay within right-click range. So in the world in which a shaman steps up, you flame break him closer. You don't give the early stick charges, which often can punish an Enigma, right? Where it's like you get an early 8 charges because of your Batrider giving stick charges, and I think there is logic behind it, but it gives a good level 2 timing. And you can already see here, you throw out the flame break, you do a little right-click damage. Unfortunately, for the Cybergeese, they didn't actually have the Eidolons down, but
yeah.
Does make sense.
We got a dry run, a rehearsal.
Yeah,
It's good to have.
They're practicing, they're calibrating.
It'll help these guys split as well, which I think is really important. So mid, we are going to be watching closely here. Interested to see how Young-Ji does versus Chua Jr. Very similar players in a lot of regards, and both fighting for the lane rather than giving it up against the other, which is cool to see. Down at bottom, Corvus9 going pretty aggressively onto TA2000. TA2000 losing his life here, but he does get off the shield at just the last second, and that means he will survive through it.
And they're going to do plenty of tango so they can sit underneath the tower, use the tower regen plus the tango regen to slowly build themselves back up some HP pool. But yeah, Dark Widow and Pangolier, really fun lane and how much damage they can do. Shield crash for the barrier on the Pango, the swatch for the damage, the Bramble maze spam, even the Realm as well. I don't see the lane too often, but it's probably one of my favourite like hyper skirmish lanes that you can draft yourself.
Yeah.
You're always looking past the creep wave, hoping that someone missteps just to kill him off.
Yeah, taking out the equation. And have we been seeing a lot of the quickening coming out from Abaddon these days? Because I don't think I've seen a lot of this facet.
The other one's the right click on miscoil, right?
Yeah.
I think I've been seeing the other one a little bit more, but I can see logic behind the quickening, right? As you want to keep playing for sustain and just pressure in the fights. In this game it feels quite nice. The amount of skirmishing that'll be happening. Abaddon will just amp up his death profit. In this game, it kind of feels like Abaddon will be kind of in a secondary role, whilst the death profit should be the star of the show.
Yeah, I guess so. The survivability is going to be very valuable in this game with so much just damage all over the place as well. Yep. And a lot of value from shield, of course, against both Shaman and Willow. So any way to get more aphotic shields out in a fight are going to feel very nice. And that's what the quickening gives you.
Yeah, look at mid lane. Look at the CS advantage from Alina. I mean, in every look at Pekina, there's DP, Pekina, there's DP, and finally, look, 21-1 to 13-1.
See, I feel so validated right now.
Brother, own your moment, alright?
Thank you. This feels so good.
I'll get your little trophy as an award.
A little fair badge. It feels more condescending that way. Yeah.
Okay, a little star.
A gold star.
It's really condescending things, right? It's like a gold star for doing something good and calling someone buddy. For some reason, they're the two things that hit me. I'll give you a gold star later. Don't worry.
Appreciate it.
No worries.
A lot of aggression coming out from Corvus9 and Exodus Vampire down here in the bottom side, putting the pressure onto TA2000, forcing him to go right the way back. Solo doing what he can, but just not the best defensive support. Doesn't really have the mana at the moment either to keep up, keep grabbing lotuses, keeping on more pressure. So it'll be a bit of a sufferfest down here in the bottom side for TA2000 as once again, more jumps, more brambles, more Shadow Realms coming out. So there's nothing you can do against this Pangolier. Pangolier's kind of owning them.
They need to bring out just so many salves, so much regen just to be able to survive the lane. They're only playing with Tangle at the moment. The Mega going to be very happy with the start of this game. Bruising TA2000 in the bot lane. The Lina is farming really nicely.
Mana drama getting caught out up at the top side, and this is going to be an easy one. First blood finally coming out, and it will go to Noticed and Problems up on the top side. Flame Break coming into play.
God, I just realised that the names of this offlane duo really enables some cheesy casting.
Listen, we get one each through the series, okay? Use it well.
Alright, okay. I ruined it by just talking about it. Oh no,
right. Doesn't count. It's just...
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
31-27 in the middle lane. A lot of fighting, very aggressive, both of these guys, but overall it is Young-Ji with a slight edge. Up in the top side, Noticed at 25 CS, and also has a kill to his name as well, which puts him significantly above the Doom. And now going with the drums being picked up at 5 minutes into the game. Bashka not ready for this. I might just get cooked up by Problems here. Problems still chasing. Bashka doesn't have anything left, but will be surviving just about
now. I'm sure I can sing the song as well, but yeah, Enigma with the catapult first wave and the drum, and how are they going to defend this tower? You don't really want to rotate Lena, she's quite a static mid lane, and look at how much pressure is going to apply. Chira Jr. with his catapult and the Exo on mid, then you got the top of the Idolers and that catapult, and when was the last time you saw 2 lanes with 2 catapults getting pressure, and Chira Jr. kind of like 1v3
Oh my god, he gets away with that? Dude, Melodrama is insane.
But more insane. Look at it.
It's gonna live. Yeah, I mean, Chira Jr. is gonna go absolutely crazy right now and not gonna die. Can somebody please die? Excess Vampire, thank you very much. Appreciate you, buddy. Go down. Oh my god. I was gonna say, they're just running around on 50 HP.
Chira Jr. takes so much damage in that fight, right? Like, there was 700 damage from Willow, 500 from the Lena. Deathbrook was like, alright, chill. Like, he also didn't even have mana for the last Siphon, so he played on no mana going behind the tower, and yeah, it was weirdly refreshing seeing a 5-minute catapult really pressuring 2 different tier 1 towers. Mid towers and half HP, top towers and like a third HP. We expected the lanes to go pretty well for Cybergeese, and yeah, top and mid. Just the structural pressure really offsets what was again a pretty decent start for the Lena, right? It was,
yeah.
The Lena and the Pango lanes were the one CS wise going pretty well, but how does Namiga defend objectives if every objective is getting hit at the same time? That's oof.
Yeah, I feel like you need to commit and punish on one of them. That's trying to like just we'll send one to top, one to the middle, try to make it happen. It doesn't really work as Pashka once again getting dropped. The drums, a flame break. It is so nice. Notice and Problems playing some really nice Dota together. Oh, Doomlings, cute. You missed them, Scriff.
The kill, that's way more important. Debatable, but you asked a question about how does Namiga defend an objective, right? Like, you want to be able to defend at least one, and that of course is locked into Pangolier having level 6.
Sorry, you asked that question, not me, but yeah.
Yeah, but we're like a couple.
Fine, it's fine.
What you own, I own.
I've got a burning question actually. I want to ask you.
Oh, okay, go on.
How does Namiga defend their towers?
Sorry, but what?
Oh.
We're going to work on the synergy. We've only been casting together for like 3 years, but we'll get there in the end.
Year 4 is where it's all going to come together. That's what
that's true.
That's what we make our run.
Yep. God, what a great run it will be.
Truly.
Yeah, that question that we both clearly is burning on the. Yes, Pangolier, level 6. Please get it. Then you might be able to defend an objective.
I'm a little bit worried for him though. There is going to be a lot of damage coming out onto him through the exorcism. It's a little bit scary for Pangolier when you can die inside that Rolling Thunder, but should be okay. There's not much more than that. There's no ranged core to kind of combo up with the exorcism, and no anti-armor in play at the moment to really threaten that Rolling Thunder. That's when things can get awkward. Like, put an SF or a Lena or something like that against the Pangolier Drow, you start to have problems, but the exorcism alone I think shouldn't be enough to cause him too many problems, especially with double jump. But we'll see. Maybe he does still get dropped.
You were beneath me. Silence is golden.
Radiance will be the build for the Abaddon. We're going to have the Maelstrom on the Lena, unsurprising there. Midas into Radiance on the Doom as well, so a little bit greedier on the Doom, of course. I mean, greed isn't really greed when it's Doom.
Much like cordwood before axe is axe, Dire's top tower is under attacks. Dire's top tower is under to hell. Dire's top tower isn't one of them.
One creep and he's good to go.
Let's go bottom for that creep though, so if he does come to mid, then it'll have to be an awkward walkover.
And he's showing that he did TP as well, so yeah, that is going to be a mid tower to fall.
Yeah, Chira Jr. is not going to be wasting any time about this one. Young G showing no signs of trying to defend it, although might come in to help Meta. No. Melodrama's gone. Forget about him.
Dire's middle attack.
Top lane now. They go into Bashka again. This Doom has no game at the moment and will continue having absolutely no game. Notice brings him down once again. A triple kill out for Notice at this point. Well, killing spree, sorry, at this point for Notice. Just 3-0-0 on the Enigma. Completely uncontested. Every time this Doom comes in, he just gets blasted by the Batrider and by the Enigma. This is really, really rough stuff.
Kind of laning domination from
this top lane's been
this first game.
complete disaster.
Yeah. I literally had flashbacks to Navi. So it's like, oh god, be happy, be happy, be happy.
Don't worry, wipe the froth off your mouth and focus up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Save it for your nightmares.
God, I'm gonna have so many tonight actually.
I was playing Elden Ring Night Rain until late last night, and then had a dream about the next level was taking place in Birmingham. So I'm not sure what that means, but it would be a good setting.
Is under attack.
Got some weird dreams. Also, is that the multiplayer one? I have no idea. I only missed it. So speaking a foreign language too.
Anyway, they're moving on to Notice here, and they might actually catch him out, but the Centaur stops the Doom coming on through. Is it going to matter? It kind of is, because Notice is going to be able to get a big black hole up here into the both of them. There's just no Doom coming out, because he doesn't have a level. He's still level 5 on the Doom. Oh my god. Notice finally goes down, but once again, Bashka will be dead. Yeah, they get the Enigma, great, but absolutely nothing in response.
Wait,
really.
into bot lane. There's a bad one already there.
No, hey buddy.
Run away.
That's fine.
I was pretty scared. Sorry, I was like, he's trying to TP for XP and kill stuff, and then I was like, are you sure?
Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, that was very close to being. Sorry for the fake hype, guys. I'll calm down.
Yeah, I actually did not realize that the Doom was level 5 at the start of that fight. Runs at the Enigma. Looks like he's going to Doom one and just get black holed. I don't know what's happening. Bashka is having an absolutely terrible game here. Needs to recover. Needs to hit the jungle. Does now get the Doom, but I mean, he's very close to Solo's net worth. And look at Solo's inventory. Like, yeah, that is what he's competing with.
Yeah, I don't really want to click on any Namiga hero. It is just kind of just spare across the board, but yeah, looking at the replay here, the Enigma. The Eidolon gets Laguna as well, by the way. We didn't mention that. I was wondering, like, how did he not die to Laguna? And I failed to try and find an answer because I was quite content with not knowing. But then I see the Eidolon, I'm like, oh, okay, yep, that's cool. So he misclicked the Laguna. The spare sinks in further, and
I mean, splitting image, noticed.
Mm-hmm.
He was like,
sure.
I'm going to play against Lina, therefore I must get splitting image too. right, guys?
To be fair, I will say that was one of the really nice quality of life changes in the last couple patches, was the key to override everything to make sure you target a hero, not a unit.
Yeah,
I feel like that's one of those commands that you don't naturally want to try it because your muscle memory for playing Dota for so many years will be there. But if you do overcome that, then you will never Laguna like that, right? But I personally have not tried picking up because to think about pressing 2 buttons to do one spell it's just so foreign in all your spellcasting, especially when you want to go, this key is for unit, this key is for hero. Great an idea, but when you're an old man, it's
the only specialist thing I've ever done with that is directional move, which I think is really useful for 4-staff players and such. Big fan of directional move. Also, when I played Slark a lot, it was kind of necessary there. I'm loath to add anything to my keybinds at this point. 10 or 12 years deep, or wherever we're at right now, it's it's a little scary. About 13 years of Dota. That's why. Problem.
quite a large portion of your life.
Indeed. Problem gets to the high ground, and now maybe look for the turnaround. Lasso coming out on Dexter's Vampire, and the glimpse onto the Honor. Really nicely done from Cider Goose there. They had 2 bullets, and they used them both perfectly. While a Rolling Thunder down to the bottom side, getting a TA2000. Maybe annoyed. I don't know. He doesn't seem annoyed. Seems absolutely fine. He's chilling, looking for his radiance.
The sad thing for an Amiga is like the draft that they have, the logic, it feels so good up to the point where Enigma just breaks top lane. Right? Like if Doom can stabilize his lane against any other offlaner and he's just chill farming, then Pango had immense pressure on the Abaddon, then nothing else will go wrong, right? Because you'll have the heroes to rotate to mid, but it's the fact that you lose top tower and mid tower so early on. Yeah, it's gonna really give it props to Cybergeese. 24 picking Enigma, breaking the lanes. Really, really good stuff. And the fact that he's going for the Helm of Overlord, he's only about 300 gold away from it.
I was so worried about Doom eating these these summoned creeps, but that just has not been an issue.
I guess one problem for Cybergeese was the fact that their game, let me double check. I think it was game 2? No. Yeah, game 2. Game 2 against one move. Oh, right. I'm talking about the game 2 earlier today against one move, right? Where they had Beastmaster TA and they had this like epic lead where it's like, oh my god, they're breaking everything, but they did kind of throw it away. They took a top Rax, died, and then from that point they gave kind of entry to the opponent to really feel like they could get back into the game. I'm not saying we're going to see a repeat, but you do need to be careful of Cybergeese that the game isn't that simple. As time progresses, if Lina is able to maintain her farm, her at the high ground, she gets a BKB, another item, plus a Doom. There is comeback potential. It's very slim, but it's
the most exciting roast deal I've ever seen. Damn it! Yeah, it didn't work. So close.
We really have been blessed with a game 3 for Navi and Aurora into a game 1 Amiga and Cybergeese. Yeah. Gaben has given us everything today.
If anybody's only tuned in for this cast and our last cast, we are capable of being like, you know, more serious and frankly better than this, but you know, we're not gonna lie to your faces and pretend that this is something close or this is just Amiga really
smart. No, that's a good way to do it, Nomad.
Massive blunders in the draft in a row, and this is what you get.
Yeah, Valve are awake at this time, so it does make sense if they're tuning in and going, what are our casters doing for the best event of the year, and then there's us just whining. It's like, ooh.
In fairness, this one is a bit. We're showing a lot more credit towards Cybergoose this time because they deserve it. So it was just like a really good pivot.
They have the death prophet.
Enigma. They have the death prophet. No, it's the Enigma which is breaking this game.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a 1-2 punch, but yeah, no. Notice the Enigma, truly a treat to watch.
All the hurt, Radiant Dyer's top tower is under attack.
In these games, it's like I think you could. No offense to 2000. I don't mean to insult you. It's
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
I was trying to say, my 001 Abaddon who's just surviving.
Dyer's top tower
is like the perfect game in which he doesn't have to do anything, right? It's like his team's done literally everything for him. He's just mode chill to the finest degree. It would be hilarious if he leaves his farming pattern to join the fight and gets doomed, and then he goes back to farming. But yeah, that's how exceptional this game has been from Cybergeese, that they don't even need their carry to really do anything to build this gold lead, right?
No, absolutely not. T2000 can do whatever he wants, and what he wants is just continue laning at 18 minutes into the game. He's still just in the exact same place he started the game. I'd love to see his heat map right now. I don't think we have that tech available. The TA2000 heat map is just bottom lane. You're not bored. 18 minutes of this.
Every carry dreamed that this is possible. If anything, they're annoyed they have to rotate in the patch. Oh, he stepped up. He's further down the lane. The team's around him. Of course, the Blink Dagger on the back rider.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
To any kill that they see.
Dyer's structures are fortified.
Oh, look at the heat map.
Wonderful stuff. Okay.
That is for certain.
I've been baited by you.
You know what?
I trusted you.
Apologies, good sir. Apologies, You have been in the corners of the map, but you have been in both lanes. I take it all back.
believe you lied to us like that. No, that is unacceptable.
I was hoping they wouldn't have a heat map, to be honest. I was just lying the whole time. But...
I knew, to be fair, when you said it, I was like, I'm pretty sure, oh, dear production, they have that available. We just never called for it. Because
I underestimated them again.
Yeah,
you did, yeah.
War has come to
I
Radiant's
think that's the
bottom
worst looking heat
tower.
map right now.
The worst heat map?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, it doesn't show when you're dead,
Radiant's
so...
bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know, everyone's got a little more right. Like,
Yeah,
tier 2000
Come
but
to
really stacked
Radiant's
as
bottom
well, so...
tower.
alright, let's think about Namiga. Of course, they are down. Not out as of yet. It does look to be that way, but Radiant soon complete on the Doom, BKB soon complete on the Lina, and Blink Dagger on the horizon for the Pangolier. So there are some skirmishing items available for them to at least entertain a smoke, look for a fight. Of course, they need to try and get around the Black Hole, the Static Storm, the Exorcism. Can they kill Abaddon twice? A lot of problems. They have the tools to at least get a single kill. And I think at this stage of the game, when you've only seen 2 kills, getting a third is quite a motivator.
Yeah, certainly is. So I'm going to drop.
After this Roshan falls, maybe even like planning for the next Roshan, right? It's like, guys, if we can contest that, get a good fight around the pit is always an option. But
if Cyber Goose are able to like tie out this game neatly, get another second win quite quick, then I guess it makes like it brings up a big question mark in the Na'Vi series tomorrow about whether Na'Vi Shin are actually just going to be tested or not. It's sort of the question we got to ask at the moment.
yeah, I think from the trajectory of Cyber Geese, if they close out this series 2-0 and they're winning game 1 in this fashion, then I would argue that it's going to be a very competitive final 3. Whoever wins between Na'Vi and Cyber Geese will have enough information and kind of development throughout the qualifier to be able to put up a fight to Aurora. Obviously, Aurora is still going to be the favourites no matter who they face, but
Oh yeah,
it does feel like we're on a path to not just getting like a 3-0 shutout. It's like there is depth to the region as we get a blink jump in, but a quick blink out from Pangolier, and 21 minutes in, they're knocking on the high ground.
certainly are. Exorcism available should they want to commit everything to it, and this Helm of the Overlord creep from Notice doing absolute work. Not really too much to be done here. MG stepping up, being the defender, revealing that BKB. That'll mean that they know that they can't really jump the leader too easily. I put Lasso, and I still feel like Lena's probably dead to an Exorcism, but we'll see. Smoke up from the meter now. Again, tier 2000 is not here for this high ground push. He is in the top corner of the map. One of his hot areas. Maybe you can start to ask questions. It's a good job of Black Hole. The Fire Knives catching on to 3. I'll make it 4 as Cognity comes flying into it as well. Yeah, tip that man. Tip that man. This fight is not a fight. Noticed and said no. Cover's 9 goes down as well. And the Amiga, you know, they gave it an attempt, but we mentioned this Enigma. It was a backstop. It was a safety pick, and it absolutely did it.
I'm actually just really upset that tier 2000 taking in that fight. I would love to finish this game 0-0.
Poor man with that goal, he's just like, alright, cool. Yeah, good job. Keep on moving it. Just want to retreat wave.
But yeah, move down mid with all the summons. The jungle creep, the Eidolons, the Exorcism, the spirits, the Ags, yeah. Plenty of damage taken with power tier 2000. Moves to the bot side of the map, and you know what, dude? He realizes game's looking difficult. Gotta buy that minus. Let's play a little bit longer. Let's drag this one out.
Seriously? You can use it and sell it though, so...
Yeah, of course. I'm needing it. Don't worry. It's
sell it now, like, he's being attacked with the wall. I think it is kind of weird, because I think he's just kind of dying here, so, yeah. Yeah, no BPD for 50 seconds. It just put Solo into the grave.
Powering Laguna though, that felt good though for him.
It did. Sorry, Solo. Alright, they'll back off. The snakes are too tough. Cyber Goose backing themselves away and just going to continue farming this map. Keep an Amiga inside their base.
Oh, look, it's just so beautiful, right? For an Amiga, they think they got the jump. They find the, a couple decent heroes solo, but then you notice 3 to 4 man black hole Pango kind of jumping at the very end of it, and yeah, there's no fight to take there. You're all clumped up. Beautiful stuff. You have to hope, for the sake of the fans, that Enigma is playable during TI. There's like 2 to 3 heroes that you just want to see in an arena, and of course, Enigma is one of them.
Absolutely. Enigma, Earthshake is always fun. Magnus,
good, yeah.
Probably the GOAT. Nah, Enigma's a GOAT.
Any spell that, of course, like when you're watching a game, it's kind of fun because the people around you can kind of hear their MMR by how they react, right, to certain fights and stuff. But like, you all are bound together collectively. You can agree when big spell hits, everyone's hyped. Shaman walking up the steps. He's potentially dying. The team is just to the northern side, but it's a little surprised if they tried to help him.
I do like the skepticalness of the rest of Cyber Goose there to just not jump on the guy. They're just like, okay, we're assuming he's not alone, but no one's really responding to this.
Of course, again, for a little announcement, guys, don't forget that Battle Cup does start in 1 hour and 13 minutes, so if you are a Cyber Goose fan and a Battle Cup fan, then a swift tour will enable you to stop watching these important qualifiers and partake. Maybe that is the motivation behind Noticed dominating on his Enigma in Game 1. The allure of both getting to the final 3 of the qualifier and getting to play his weekly Battle Cup.
I'll be honest, I think there's only one person in this lobby who cares about Battle Cup, and has the pleasure of starting with them. Roshan starting to fall, and TO2000 will be grabbing that Aegis. Roshan's banner casually left aside. Solo comes in to grab it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yep. At this stage of the game, just go for Roshan, follow the basic motions. I'm sure that you are going to play your hand. You do have a insane lead that would be quite difficult to throw away, but when you're against a high ground laner and a Doom, it is nice to tick every box before you try to close out the game. Put down the banner, you've got your battle with Broadcam and Aegis safely clicking away at the building.
That's alright, where is the response? Well, there comes Curtis 9 once again. A solo black hole just onto the Luna to make sure she gets taken down, and Young G is gone. Any response, any answer? BKB comes out, immediate blink away from Chira Jr. Doesn't want to get caught out by that. TO2000 pops the ulti pretty early here because he's got the Aegis. I do like when Baddies do this. And they'll just continue hitting away at those barracks. So when you have Aegis, especially like using the borrowed time, just being on the front lines and then blinking away, using the obviously damage negation aspect to get yourself to safety instead of getting stuck in an awkward position and potentially getting low first is always kind of cool.
I'm going to ask a silly question though, man.
Yes.
How many Dooms have we seen? My memory is my old age of 28. I can't remember the last time I saw one.
If that was a
I'm really trying to think, dude, but
I'm saying, yeah.
I think this might be a 0 Doom game.
I'll check the damage stats at the end, but
Mr. Scriff, can you remember a Doom?
can you remember when I
No, Scriff can't remember a Doom.
Alright.
Yes.
We're growing older.
I remember a Laguna Blade.
Yeah, I remember on the Eidolon, yeah, I do, yeah. That was a nice replay.
Okay.
A Hail Mary smoke.
This last
One
time...
kill away from the funny number in reverse.
Yep, true. No black hole available.
Yep.
Glimpse back onto Monodrama, immediately turns around, gets back up to 2000, but will be dying. Mashgas trying to stand his ground and bring down Solo. Will get that kill there. Who else is going to go for? Doom available. Oh my god. Young G getting very hot in the middle of this fight. He's also going to die. Buyback available for Melina if they really want to try and hold on to this one. John Marshall, there's much range. X isn't being used. Tier 4 being brought down. TA2000, Chiro Jr. getting to work. Lina pops a buyback. Wants to see what she can do. Pushing them back might be all they can do for now. COVID-9 continues to poke and prod. We now are missing their supports on the side of Cyber Goose. That was unlucky. That was a very untimely bash from TA2000 to cancel out that Doom, in fairness. Yeah, thank you. Just making sure everybody's aware.
Oh, yes, thank you.
He raised his little arms, but yeah,
he did.
couldn't quite pull it down.
He tried.
Thank you, Majesties.
Back to you, Nomad.
Thank you. Did you know Enigma is an anagram of Namiga, which is why it's so good against them?
Powerful. Truly powerful.
24k gold advantage. Smoke up now. They're done with this one. Still 43 seconds left on that Aegis. Black hole available as well. Where do you want to go? You're coming through the bottom, coming through mid.
As much as it's been a very dominant game, props to Amiga though, not calling GG, not giving up. They understand the importance of this qualifier. Sure, it feels like it's a 1% chance, but they're still playing for the 1%.
Onto the Doom, can he get it off? He gets off the BKB, trying to run away to safety. Turns around, Doom shoots! Doom shoots on the Abaddon! He gets it off! Doom there. It's huge, it's huge. And a catch on the sidelines, onto Notice. He's getting kind of low here. Their Ancient also taking heavy damage, but it comes to Bangalore to clear it out, but he's actually kind of struggling a little bit against those Mega Creeps. But he's dead on the side. But poor old Pangolier struggling with now Chiro Jr. He comes on this one as well. The Young G getting much good damage, but they're just being overwhelmed by the creeps, by the things in their base right now. Chiro Jr. gonna take down another, and the Ancient. It will fall game number 1. It goes to Cyber Goose in the end.
Yeah, and don't forget, Cyber Geese, they played the first series of the day. They've been awake the entire day. Of course, winning the first series, now playing the final series of the day, and this was such a dominant performance, both in draft and play. You know, we were worried about Namiga. Could they get through the laning phase against what you have here? Disruptor, Abaddon, Enigma, Batrider, so
anything along that line would be good. I think that's now looking at their heroes. Now looking at their heroes would have been so good, right? Would have been able to jump bolty support. Able to jump bolty support. Pretty good at like keeping people stuck. Even though they're trying to stampede out.
I think you're on the Mars. Very good against Oracle and Centaur. Go Bloodsport.
I like it.
You can trap the Centaur or the hero he's trying to save and then prevent the vision from the Oracle. Makes it very difficult for the Shadow Shaman to get a target as well in the fights. I think that worked, and it's not bad with the Batrider lane. Obviously, you could still move Batrider mid. And we'll go Slardar for now.
Last game, no stun. This game, every hero must have a stun. That was their stun. That was their recap. That was their recap in the break.
10 seconds
Mind every hero has a way to deal with the Shadow Shaman, the Oracle. Slardar is a hero who can just jump one of those supports and deal with them himself, especially after he gets like blink BKB, maybe an attack item in there as well, attack speed. We saw a carry Slardar the other day.
I think these are great picks. I think this is like 1,000% better draft from Infamous. As long as you go Bloodsport, let's not see Victory Feast here, okay? It almost lost the team the game yesterday.
But they won.
They did end up winning.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team back.
Now with this, they should just pick, well, I wasn't gonna say Terrorblade, but I was gonna say a strong safe lane hero that can play into the Mars. Terrorblade definitely kind of fits that bill.
Radiant team ban.
Yeah, you don't love dealing with Arena since it blocks all your illusions from hitting things. But you are high armor, which mars a lot of physical damage in the early game. So is the Slardar, of course. Now, Batrider is a little scary. He brings so much magic damage in the early game. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. But you are a natural Manta builder, so once you get to that point, you stop caring as much about the Batrider. So the early game will be tricky for the Terrorblade, but going forward from there, and Oracle's actually really good at keeping him alive from the magic damage, and the effective healing you have with high armor is actually also really good. It's kind of like that. That's kind of combo versus what Infamous has.
5 seconds remaining.
So what do you need? A mid hero for OG to probably to initiate. I feel like Terrorblade can be your main damage dealer now. So some playmaking from the mid lane, or something that brings more magic damage could also be nice.
Dire team ban.
Are you surprised they still banned the Darkseer?
Could have been wacky, but you could have done something like the Slardar carry, the Mars mid, possibly swamping those, and then do the Darkseer off lane. Darkseer is just so good versus Terrorblade that, you know, maybe it's still understandable. Maybe they're thinking of a mid hero who's also okay, yeah, like Shadow Fiend. You know, you don't want to give that aura for free. That's kind of cool. That's your magic damage right there from the mid Shadow Fiend.
I mean, you have the option of the Lina here and running the Slardar carry.
5 seconds remaining.
Slardar mid is not going to have a great time. The early denies.
It's also not bad.
Okay, yeah, actually, you could do something like that. Your support duo is getting weird. At that point, though. Slardar carry. With what? Someone help lock down the centaur. So you can get the centaur. You could do the Marcy. Kind of cool.
Dude, Marcy Slardar would be hype. Okay, they do just go the Lina.
Every hero with the stun, actually, though.
Yeah. It is. I think this is the safer play. Just Lina mid into the Shadow Fiend. It's always been a positive matchup for the Lina. You do have to be careful though. If you miss a Light Strike array and he gets you with the Shattermire slow, you die in 4 raises. So you have to be very careful to not miss that one spell. Take Care has Victory Feast at the moment. I'm going to lose my mind if I see another Victory Feast Mars against an Oracle.
Do they know something we don't?
Dude, I do not understand. I mean, I don't think Victory Feast is a bad facet. I actually do think it's good. I think the idea of picking Mars into the Oracle is you prevent him from ever being able to save people.
I'm with you. I agree. Just trying to theory craft. If it happens once, that's one thing, you know. But if it happens twice, they have to have an idea for it. Surely.
Nope. There doesn't have to be an idea behind it. This could just literally be, oh, he went victory feast. Okay, I give up. I don't know. I literally don't understand Dota, apparently.
Ricky about to crash out here. Crash out here.
The other thing is, like, Oracle did not go the healing facet either. He went the damage facet.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Hell yeah. Let's go,
which is weird, because we never see that. So kind of interesting. The clairvoyant curse over the clairvoyant cure, I believe, just basically means you get like 1% spell amp per level on this hero, as opposed to like just healing amp, which is what a lot of people do. So kind of curious to see what the idea behind that one is, as we are jumping into game number 2 here. For Infamous versus OG, it will be the Stoked Bat Rider. I think that makes sense as a support. Oh, okay. Testing the stun button there. Illich confirmed it works.
Let's go, guys. That's what I'm talking about. It's kind of a long stun. If they were to run into a hero here, you wouldn't have it. But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for them, Infamous is all on the bottom half of the map. So the stun
30 seconds
will not be a big deal. Though I think his regen's so slow. By the time you TP the lane, you're going to be half your mana pool at that point, which is that's not great.
So normally I would say that you could probably, like, a lot of times when you pick Centaur, you want to be able to just like leave him in a lane and go chill and do something else, and you actually have a decent rotating 4 in the Shaman who can apply pressure elsewhere, but it is a 5 gyro, and Alina would bring a ton of magic damage into the lane. I'm a little bit surprised. I guess as a support, you probably have to go secondary strikes just because it is such a big team fight boost in damage, but playing into the Centaur who has horsepower, he can't actually build boots, so you would just run him down forever with the Afterburner facet, which would be funny.
It's tough though, since he's actually so tanky.
Yeah.
You run him down, but maybe you still don't kill him. We'll see how this pays off. They did pick the early gyro and did flex it as is popular in this region. For the carry Slardar, not a hero we see that often as a carry, but I believe Infamous ran it twice yesterday on JP, so third time here now. It does hit a pretty strong timing once you get your items going.
I took inspiration from this yesterday, and I actually picked it myself and had a great game. So I feel like, especially on Radiant side, it feels good because you have like that river behind your tier 1. I guess technically on Dire you have it as well, but I don't know what it is about the Radiant.
Something about the Radiant feels better.
Yeah, it just feels safer over there. I don't know why. Now mid lane, a lot of damage being dealt to both these guys. Tai Lung needs to be a little bit careful. High ground miss behind space.
What a die without that high ground miss.
His bottle is not coming out yet, so I mean it's on the courier, but Lala already has his. He could use this as a time to try and pressure the Shadow Fiend a little bit more. That's exactly what he's gonna do. Force him back, make sure he can't see us the lane here.
The big thing to me is when the supports rotate. Should be a lot easier for Infamous with a gyrocopter and a Bat Rider who are currently going for the kill onto Terrorblade. Yeah, that's where if you had Dove, you would usually get a kill. But Oracle being able to remove all the napalm right away with a quick fortune a lot helps a lot to keep Hector safe. Just heal him up right after that. You're purifying flames because of his low health pool. Like one purifying flame. One purifying flame is a very significant heal for a Terrorblade.
Yeah, it's actually really true.
The pivot in the bottom lane is
so glad that we see support gyro back a little bit.
It is a fun one. It's strong. JP's at the top of the last Centaur. Not that far behind. Two bulky heroes down here. I don't really expect to see a kill happen in this this bottom lane. Everyone just feels so bulky.
Yeah, they're all very tanky.
Misho's bringing it, man.
He's willing to fight him.
Player boy on curse. It's ready to go.
Ooh, push back. Holding. Okay, he's actually just going to aggressively on the Slade. And Blood Grenade, he gets the kill. He's like, oh, you thought I was going to dispel with this one. Nuh-uh. Gets the kill instead. That's first blood into the hands of the Oracle.
3 extra spell amps. Clairvoyant Curse got him like 9 more damage.
Whee!
Make the difference in that fight.
I don't think so. Mid lane, Tai Lung gonna get burned down here. Nice rotation from Sladen and push back there with that flame break. Set up off of the LSA though. So really good stuff there from the Lina.
That's what you gotta be careful of. Flame break is such a long range spell. And SF, not a mobile hero, no escape hero. You're in the wrong spot. You are not getting away from Lina. You might be able to get 1 or 2 raises on her, but if you can't land all 3, you're not gonna threaten the return kill. At least not if she's full health.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I was wrong.
Nice kill bottom lane, able to take down Moose. I think that's the 2 points in that Rocket Barrage, getting a lot of work there.
We're getting to the point where I think Centaur's going to be left alone. It's gonna be Shadow Shaman. It's gonna be Shadow moving around. Actually, we see him smoking TP mid. See if he can get close to this Lina. Set something up.
They need to get this kill before the level 6 comes out. There's the ward. Because as soon as she's level 6, she can easily kill Tai Lung. She needs to walk to the low ground and lose vision for a second. That will give the Shadow Shaman the ability to actually go for the kill, but Lala is actually positioned exceptionally well to make sure that does not happen.
It's a heads-up play. He knows Shadow Shaman hasn't shown again yet. So he's assuming he's in the area, even though he has no actual vision. Does see the Oracle head over.
Ooh, double raise off the mark. He does walk forward. There's your first raise. There should be more than enough magic damage. It is. Goes the kill.
At Radiant's middle tower.
The Dire. Well, they scan bottom to make sure their ward not being taken, or the rune rather. It's a regen for the Shadow Fiend.
Radiant's middle tower.
Pretty good farming tool. With that one. Do some math. Let me see on this how much damage he's getting from Clairvoyant Curse.
It's so insignificant.
Now.
Top lane Hector in some trouble. Trying to bring down Take Care. There's no way. He gets the kill first.
Middle tower is
nice kills from Infamous, but it's a costly one. And now Lina, she just came back mid. Here comes the triple
huge
raise.
Kill.
It's the help and the damage from El Misho. And yeah, absolutely massive kill. On the other side, Illich. He will die as he doing some lane cutting or dragging there.
Let me tell you, currently doing an extra 7 damage for purifying flame. 4 damage on 4th thanks to Clairvoyant Curse. Leading to a massive 2 kills on Lina. Those are really impactful kills because she just TP'd back in. That's what really slows down so much momentum on any given hero. It's actually always such a great play to make, but difficult to do. And you wouldn't really expect it from an Oracle. Maybe a Shadow Shaman, but with an Oracle, that's like such a weird expectation.
Requiem's gonna come out. Yeah, you gotta finish the TP to help, but you're gonna get cooked in the process. Shadow Fiend picks up 2 kills with the help here with his team, and now looking for the Mars. Duke might buy him a moment, but there it is, baby. Big rotation topside, not level 6 yet on the Mars. Otherwise, the Arena might have saved him.
Hides behind their fortification.
That's a huge win. That's going to be 2 towers now with the help of that Terrorblade top lane. He can get this.
That's already down to a third of its health left, and no one can make their way up here. I mean, Lena's TV just came back off cooldown. Part of the reason they made this play, they know Lena can't show up here. Lena can't show up here, as well as just being able to make use of the Requiem of Souls, that they had.
Never fall.
Really nice plays from OG so far. Again, showing that experience. Good laning, early rotations, follow-up plays off of that. Hector maybe stuck around too long.
Maybe stuck around too long. They're looking at this like, maybe we don't want to go on the Terrorblade. Like, yes, Sunder. Lala gonna get caught here from Moose.
They hate Lena.
The Clipperweed curse. 6 seconds of disable. They should get Moose, but he gets it. All right. Pain everywhere for the side of Infamous. They will get the kill, of course, but another kill onto the Lena, who is almost the same net worth as the Oracle now.
I'm happy to share. 16 extra damage for purifying flames. Look at that!
Oh my God.
When he hits level 7.
Tower is under attack.
You will have an extra 25 damage on purifying flames.
It is actually kind of adding up when he gets to high level purifying flames. It really is. I'll give you that one.
It's kind of cool for the early momentum. The extra damage. For those of you wondering, it does not amplify the heal because the damage on purifying flames is separate from the heal. But it will help you get these kills in the early game versus Lena, who didn't do the double Falcon Blade build we saw earlier, right? So she's actually not that tanky of a hero. So let's say you land 2 raises and 2 purifying flames. That's like easily like 1,200 damage. That's actually some pretty quick kills. On Lena, on the gyrocopter. Slardar and Mars at least are pretty tanky. Everyone else has to respect this Oracle damage.
Yeah, I think mid Lena definitely wants the bottle. Whereas like carry Lena, you could probably make a case for it. Bottom lane, JP just trapped inside the wards. So much control. He might survive. And he will. Double bracer build. He's a tanky boy. Cook now in trouble. Hector comes to the twin gate. Couple auto attacks from the Terrorblade. Gets the kill. And now your tower. You don't get the Slardar, but you still get a reward. High Lung with an Invis rune. Okay, there is a sentry here. They did ping it, actually. They're like, they think there's a sentry, but instead, take care.
He sees Mars.
On the Mars. Raise 1, raise 2, raise 3. A couple auto attacks. They got him.
Good restraint.
The amount of burst damage from this support and Shadow Fiend combo is insane.
Yeah, that's exactly why he doesn't use Requiem from Invis. Very tempting. Shadow Fiend players love doing that. But he gets the kill without it, thanks to the support rotation. And that means you still have Requiem available. So you can look for another kill. He has the blink. If Shadow Shaman finds anybody, they're dead. Even the tankier heroes like Slardar and Mars will die to a Requiem right on top of them.
Cook is playing with fire here. All right, where are we on the Shadow Shaman's first item? So, because it's either going to be Aether Lens or Blink.
He's got a Blink.
He's just going to go to Blink. He's still pretty far away.
It's the Oracle with all the kills. Not the Shadow Shaman.
That's true.
Oracle rocking.
In terms of the game, though, I'm pretty happy if I'm OG, right? I have this Terrorblade that is basically free farming. And versus Slardar, I mean, that's a great game matchup, right? Like, I'm not worried about playing carry Terrorblade into a carry Slardar. Oh boy, they're looking for the Mars again. Top side, hunting for take care as the rune. It's not even up. I thought they were making this play because it was like rune timing, but it's just an amplify damage rune bottled on Tai Lung, so very nice kill here once again. They are just playing the map so well. Now they get a deep ward here to scout behind the tier 2 tower.
Dire's middle
trying to cut
tower
mid, but he's gonna get caught by the Shadow Shaman. Maybe it's just a little too slow.
Gotta be quicker than that.
Stokes getting him out of there. Stokes getting move speed on that Firefly. Keeping him alive.
Dude, Oracle's gonna have a really fast blink dagger as well.
Yeah, we were. I think part of the reason he's buying it. Hold that. Thunder? Oh no!
I was like, he's gonna get the Sunder off. This is where the Slardar versus Terrorblade matchup is not as ideal as you would like. Maybe you play that a little slower, try and get some stacks, more stacks onto the Terrorblade before going for the lasso. But oh my goodness. That is like actual worst case scenario.
How could it get worse? You also accidentally drop an item and break it. Like an item and break it. You guys jump Terrorblade, you use all your stuff, and then he kills both of you. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
That hurts.
Slardar can be strong as a carry, but it's very early momentum. For that to be one of your first plays, backfiring on you, quite painful. They're still gonna try. Let's get this Oracle. There's a kill streak on this Oracle. Kill streak on this Oracle. Kill if they can get it.
I don't know if they have the damage. He is getting a lot of healing off. Okay, he does. Never mind.
He doesn't have the healing. He doesn't have the healing fast. He's got the damage.
That's right. If this was healing fast, it might be good.
Maybe, yeah. All right, some extra gold.
It's also only 1 point in the Fate's Edict, so it doesn't last too long. Otherwise, maybe he gets 2 Purifying Flames without damaging himself.
Oracle's really embodying I'm a healer, but here to do some damage. This game.
Yeah. All right, 15 minutes here into the game. I'm gonna switch on over to nighttime. It's a 6,000 gold lead. Mars is closing in on his blink dagger. Illich. I think it's just a casual Helm of Iron Will. Gonna go back for the pipe, it looks like. I think very smart this game. Pipe is very good.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I wonder if it will stay a casual helm. I think Crimson Guard's actually pretty good this game. But maybe just wanted some early armor versus this corrosive haze. Make sure you can't die easily. And then the bigger issue is actually like Lina and secondary strike, call down in these early team fights. If you get the pipe first, and then go back for Crimson Guard.
That was exactly my thought as well. I think it makes a lot of sense. Tai Lung actually did go 1 point in Feast of Souls by accident, I'm sure. I don't think he meant to do this. So kind of interesting bottom lane. We're going to see them smoke gang here. They do get Hector. He gets the Sunder off Stampede. They will get the kill. Hector is dead. Meanwhile, they're smoked up, trying to get to cutoff here. See if they can do it. There's an Arcane Rune on the Shadow Fiend. As they run down the river, who will they find? Moose doesn't have vision quite yet of JP. As he walks into the Watcher, but they will get the Mars. Okay, so ends up being a 1-for-1. Overall, a really good play there from Infamous, especially getting this Terrorblade. They recognized last time, okay, we need to bring more than just 2. They bring the whole dang team to secure that one.
War has come to Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh, wait. Oh, this is the original replay. Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I wanted to see the Requiem, though.
What a tease. What a tease. I think that's the only Requiem that's happened. I feel like every other kill, he's like, well, I don't need Requiem here. I guess I'll just Requiem here. I just raise. Just save it for next time. He gets it next time. I was like, well, he gets it next time. I was like, I don't really need it here. I don't really need it here. Raise. I'll just use raise. It's happening. Which
they pulled out. They got the fortification earlier on that bot tower with the last Serpent Wards, so they just committed again, secure the tower. They haven't taken a tower at all on Infamous.
I mean, what lane have they been winning to be able to do that?
Much like Cordwood before Axe's axe.
They're going to force mid as Infamous look for the tier 1 top.
Tier 1 for Tier 2 never feels great, but actually the creep wave wasn't here, so come back to fight. Don't know if you want to do that, though. Kind of behind.
They're gonna forward. They want to get this tower. I think it's a really big deal to get both of these tier 2s at like 18 minutes. Like that's kind of crazy.
Comes the defense. It's a little late. Oh, the instant hex.
Dude, Slayton just holding down, Slayton goes in, but Moose just holding the hex button down, hovering his Terrorblade, knows it's coming. Dude, that is such a good call. He's in their minds, dude.
It'll let them know that there was a deep observer, but you still lost your tier 2. And that's actually they're gonna go straight for Roche without this. Flashbacks of the last game. But this time the whole team is here. The scan also coming out, so they're backing up to respect this. They don't want to repeat this. They don't want to repeat the last game.
They got the Mars. No blink coming in from him. There's the Hex. Shackles. Holding him down. He does get the arena, but damage is done.
Breaks the lasso on Shadow Shaman. Oops.
Oh,
yeah. Well, it probably would have killed him anyway. So it doesn't really matter. A much cleaner Roshan. They definitely had talking about that. After game number one. All right. It might be a different hero, but we're looking at the same time. K1 is approaching the butterfly. Now with an Aegis. Manta Dragonlance, but I think this is actually the exact same build he had as a Medusa. But now successful Aegis, and he even has an Oracle sitting behind him. 3 to 4 lives on this Terrorblade. Just waiting for the meta to come back. I imagine they're going to early tier 3 towers.
Boy, oh boy. I am trying to figure out what the game plan is here from Infamous going forward. Like, Slayton is just lane dragging, cutting waves here on the Batrider. He's getting farmed. Like, he's actually not having that bad of a game. But we just saw last time what happens if you don't have a BKB. The Shadow Shaman, if he's not blink initiating on the enemy team, he's just going to be sitting behind, holding down the hex button, just waiting for it to, you know, quick cast and snipe another hero.
On to move. That chart's actually not as good as it used to be. I think you wanted oracles, but doesn't really matter. I think you're still gonna be fine. Infamous.
Oracle want it though, as the damage.
It's true. Infamous is. Well, now it's 11k down after the shard, but it's closer than last game, and they actually have stuns this time. So I do think if OG splits up, you can take some winning fights. I think is where you need to do really sneaky observers. You got to spend a lot on sentries, fast plays. You have to get back-to-back pickoffs. Might be starting on the Terrorblade.
I mean, we'll see. The Oracle's nearby, gets the save. Centaur goes in, does not manage to connect. We'll just tumble toy back away. Hector will come out of this full HP. And this is where the Butterfly makes it difficult. Like, a lot of your attacks are not going to connect. You're very reliant on the magic damage. They do find the Shadow. He made a shield rune. He gets the blink out, and now they're looking to just turn around aggressively. Moose just jumps in, finds the Slardar, gets held in place for the moment. He's going to burn down. Iligen with the Blade Mail returning so much damage, as Hector just cleans house on the Terrorblade. What a shield rune there to have. As a regen will spawn bottom. Slayton, realizing, man, doesn't want to go toe-to-toe there.
And sometimes you just forget the barrier being up, right? You're not actually dealing damage. You commit pretty hard on that, but then he just blinks out, and you're so far out of position at that point.
You have half meta duration up to about a quarter now, but
this is what can happen last game.
Tier 3. Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's exactly what we were talking about. Like, this could have been the exact same path of game 1. where the Medusa gets butterfly with an Aegis and they just walk high ground and you can't, like, how do you commit onto her? This time they're, I think, a little farther ahead than they were in that game, and the Shadow Fiend offers a lot more burst damage.
Bottom tower has fallen.
But
are you going to do something about that?
yeah, that is a full lane of barracks. Meta expires. They'll just back away, continue to farm towards their next set of items as Tylung grabs his BKB, going for the Aghanim Scepter next. They're actually just going to smoke. Dude, blink on 4 heroes from the side of OG. As they jump in, Batrider was looking to find something. He did find something. It's a grave.
Let's do some math. El Micho is getting how much damage on Fortune's End? 33 extra damage to secure that kill. Very nice. Very nice.
And like 40, what, like almost 40 bonus damage on Purifying Flames now?
43. Very good, Ricky.
Yeah.
Put you in the top NA math class for that kind of thing. Good work.
I'm so proud of myself.
Tower is under attack.
Meta is back onto the high ground. 25 seconds left on this Aegis. That was the last fortification available for Infamous. This will be a full lane of Rax. 2 will be down now. Maybe you go for another lasso play, but Moose is right there. So is the Oracle. They have great mobility to get in and save their heroes. Do they even stop is the question. Nope. 2 seconds on Aegis. It's going to expire now. Looks like he will just back away. Maybe clean up the creep wave here.
Okay, a lot of discipline there. I actually don't think they need to back whatsoever. This is the lower bracket though. Playing it safe. And maybe after game 1 and you like make that mistake on Roche, put some fear in you. Maybe they want to, you know, let's push ourselves to have the cleanest game possible. I can appreciate that. It's true that if you back out here and you get BKB on Terrorblade, there's literally no way you lose. I cannot envision a way that they lose the game outside of walking into the fountain one by one as your mouse disconnects and your keyboard disconnects, so you can't pause either, and you all just step into the fountain, spear back, lasso back, make sure you can't leave. I don't know how you can possibly kill Terrorblade with BKB with the Oracle behind him, and if you even waited for the next Aegis, then you know you gotta kill 4 different times.
I mean, I'd argue that, yeah, maybe 4 is the right number. I was like, is it more than 4 times over? It might be exactly something like that.
Yeah, 5 times.
Yeah, it's like
Radiant's bottom tower
you have
is
so
under attack.
much survivability on this hero. You're 15 seconds away from meta, but you do have the Serpent Wards. You know there is no way to fortify the high ground. Look at the Oracle. Last one, the Oracle, but the Arena of the Spear isn't enough to actually bail them out. They will get the kill, but the Requiem and Tears back the whole side of Infamous and Hector. Unbothered by the enemy team, gets a triple kill. They've done their job. That's 2-0 for OG as they will knock Infamous out of the qualifiers.
Killing Oracle is like getting one Terrorblade kill away. That's one of the lies down, but not enough to get the other 3. So much cleaner game from OG. Not that they weren't dominant in game 1, but that Roche. Yeah. You know, that Roche play definitely made them second guess a little bit. So they come in with the quick tuck, show the improvement there, and show why they're a team that deserves to go further.
Тини как-то кинет. Нет, отлично. Эдванс сгорает под ушом. И еще и Тини прогорает очень сильно. Пошел стемпит. Гирокоптер снимает позицию очень аккуратно. Понимает, что слишком тяжело здесь. И может поставить под раскол. Тини бешеный. Забивает противника. Аппарат успевает выкинуть. Попадает в шокировку. Конечно, заработает. Или по СТ. Очень мало КП. Не хватает ничем. Последний шпакл баков. Взрывается СТ. Пакетка прилетает в Пангальера. Гирокоптер пушит его. Ну, Пангальера здесь уже не забрать. У Гирокоптера мало не тот аспект, чтобы догонять.
Не, ну на 10 хп вышло Гира, было бы столкновение. И, по-моему, все равно в плюс для себя разменялись.
Да,
They saw the shaman, they killed the
скажем так,
shaman.
учитывая, что Немика потратила вообще все ресурсы, и стемпит был потрачен, ситуация изначально выглядела очень тяжелой. Здесь прям хорошо.
Прикольно, что...
Не убьют же. Вообще не убьют. Стемпита нет. Странное
Кстати, Акинтата убьют. Акинтата, возможно, убьют.
Ну, тут, конечно, аппарат снижает ему силу. Кентавр как плюшевый разлетается. Опять непродуманное нападение от Немики. Опять стало почему. Вот ДД, Чира, без блинка забирают важнейшие киллы. На блин как раз тебе получают деньги.
Вот это вот столкновение на боте как раз удачных моментов от Немиги. Реально скоро появится блинк, уже жизнь Гирокоптера не такая милая будет. И в целом Кату начинают действительно прешерить за счет этого Тини. Круто. Реально очень здорово.
Не вижу от Немики вот таким стартом, чтобы они куда-то вышли и реально прикольно что-то сделали. Только смотрим, как либо они меняются на равных в хорошей для себя ситуации, либо они просто меняют свой.
Ну вот смотри, это оно, ты просил. Они разбили смог, 3 героя. Ну нет, смог точно нет, но понимать должны.
Они на тайме 20 секунд, чтобы убить Абадона.
А это потом есть.
Хороший выход. Не, нормально, тавр сломать. Да, это же они шли в тавр, плюс килл на кэри. Это отличный выход, если сейчас тавр заберут.
Смотри, что делает в это время команда на боте тавр уронили, на мид переходит сразу змей, и это еще быстрее игра.
В этот момент команда нифига. Так можно ставить змеи под вышку, чтобы они били. Надо будет записать. Я пересмотрел повтор, я вообще не понял, как он там змейки поставил. Какую-то реально нафига куда-то ткнул, такое ощущение. Он стоял абсолютно один, там вообще не было никого. Он мог пропушить линию, он ее пропушил, но змейку он взял и поставил так, что они финиш убили. Такая игра
В лапке ни Виндран, ничего. Нет, успел Виндран нажать все-таки под действием Эволанча. Помощи нет.
Столько контроля. Вот чувствуешь, что как-то густям легче дает, у них так легко получают вот эти вот так быстро, так динамично. А Немигу мы ждали 15 минут, выждали, такие, да, классно, круто, и все. И теперь ждем опять, как это они там что-то придумают.
Ну ты же понимаешь, предрасположенность именно драться просто на драфт. И слева нужен
Я могу не согласиться из-за того, что если портал пришел, луль дал, ушел обратно, там это где-то свой момент нашел. Здесь пока был. Теперь вот он, блин. Еще организует атаку на башку.
Если на Гирокоптера, это вообще 10
опять по башке бьет. Нет, не заходит.
Далеко, поэтому они понимают тоже, да. Ну тем более Чира под вардом побежал, да?
Палево, конечно, теперь он уходит. Поаккуратнее подточили. Разок подставился. Не сказать, что прям круто фармит.
20-minute BKB with a couple cheap items. He's also picking up Crystal, so triple cheap item,
это же
straight BKB
базовый
after
гирокоптер,
that.
который идет в драке. Это не фармящая агонима.
Даже не агонима, прям сразу Драгонлэнс, КБ, пушим СВР, там Сухим поиграл.
Скобочка фармим лес.
I'd like to think that he'll take the trip back to the
просто
base and
Dragonlance.
maybe even call his team.
Да, это есть такой билд, и он направлен чисто вот на раннюю агрессию, на раннее БКБ и просто принятие файта. Но опять же, геймплей пока абсолютно не про это.
see if he can
У них
use it as a radar to see if he can use it in the trees.
тебя его не хватает. Ну, он добрался до первого своего и очень важного артефакта. Теперь ультимейт можно качать быстро осталось блин, и можно чуть ли не в соло там делать дела. Представляешь, если ворвется в какого-нибудь героя, внезапно, да, тут не будет ожидать, успеет раздать ультимейт.
Понимаешь, чтобы ворваться,
Тини выкидывает. Не очень хорошо Тини здесь докрылся, но втроем стоят круче все туда. Нет. Идеальный абсолютно. Кентавр рискует собой, но здесь не дает здесь помочь Кентавру. Он просто выходит на ноге. Башка подлетает здесь с фланга.
They will accept this fucked up initiation and just back themselves away from the side of Super Silent Goose, which is kind of good. Oh, never mind, Jared Jr., he's done. He wants more. He wants Kovacs, and Kovacs with the blade mail of Buddha.
Вот в чем проблема. Нет клинка, нет возможности убить героя, но тут
He's not going to get it off.
Тини получает ракетку, не дают ему ворваться.
On the back lines with that shield as well.
раздражает. Ты берешь Декаю, Яшу вот эту, ты ничего не делаешь с ней. То есть дальше просто фармишь лес на следующий шмот.
А сейчас появится блинк, и ему нужно будет БКБ, чтобы наверняка ворваться.
А шамана по-другому никак. Я вот поэтому и больше топил, знаешь, за какой-нибудь Яша, блинк, БКБ. Вот так вот, хотя бы так. Но вот это Кая, Яша, окей, ты быстрее ручки поднимаешь, да, СФ
опять его находят. Если ульта аппарата будет, то он точно погиб. Или даже так заберут. Нет.
Вот, ручки подняли, ручки подняли.
Линия по батону, Чиро манкует, Чиро пытается как-то помочь морально.
Куда-то это Спасибо большое за вот яркое подтверждение того, насколько бесполезная шмотка за 4000.
Какой же, да, эстетик, пирожок. Сладкий, еще и гирокоптер убивают. Ну все по всей карте месяц.
Я узнаю, это не миг из первой карты. Вот, это они, ребят, слева направо. Просто каждый в таверну улетает. Какой это ужас, просто катастрофа какая-то.
Кошмар. Как же так? Вот он фармил, а то ничего не дал, куда он бежал. Что так и легко байтят, да? Вот просто так развернулись, напали. Очень хорошо играют, именно когда фокус, как у нас говорят. Вот, так раз, да, взорвали, быстренько.
Ой, да. Все потерял, теперь тоже немножко игры за прошлый раз. Все, и Мига больше не может играть доту первым номером. Нужно просто фармить КБшки, блинки, вот эти вот базовые артефакты. И надеяться, что вы как-то перенесете это все. И не закинете еще там 3 раза, чтобы вас не вайпали. Других опций я не вижу.
T2000 now leading that net worth chart thanks to the aggression coming out from his teammates.
Их так переигрывают, их просто в каждом моменте переигрывают на
Radiance, Yasha on the way towards Manchester.
Здесь какие бы арты не были слева, справа просто жмут по кнопке в разы чуть.
В этом проблема. Я уверен, что героями слева можно играть какой-то находится. Тоже прыть, который сегодня вот в первом матче за что они подались, за как они камбэкали триумфально. Это же другая команда. Сейчас они реально уже не в состоянии показывать жду. К сожалению, для команд,
А что вы да, конечно, играют, конечно, и так. Я понимаю, почему это ничего не получается, потому что они такие билды выбрали. Но опять же, выбрали такие билды, качайте, давайте фармитку, Каю, Ясу, блинк, БКБ, и это будет реально ультимативная жесть. Он ворвется и даст жару. Пусть Кентавр выфармит свою блинку тоже сможет инициировать, но просто такими темпами, когда все это появится, уже будет недостаточно. А если ресурсов будет недостаточно, придется фармить еще дольше. А фармить еще дольше здесь не дадут.
Беда. Но тем временем 5000 золота устаканивается преимущество за Забрали они Торментора, следующий таргет логично будет Рошан, но резко против Рошана бить пока нет, поэтому есть еще время немножечко подышать.
Ну вот я вижу идеальные тайминги с точки зрения БКБ Кентавра, именно идеально в плане синхронности. По идее сейчас СФ БКБ, Кира БКБ, блин Кентавра, и вот здесь они могут супер жестко драться, и они обязаны подраться хорошо с этими артефактами, как только их допустят. Ну ладно, тогда покачай.
Или ваем давай.
Я чувствую себя ждуном.
I'll start complaining about metamorphosis and the fact that you press it and it still
20
starts
минут
ticking
мы
down.
ждем, как СФ что-нибудь сделает. А Гути кайфует, не дают
Isn't that
поиграть.
way though?
Ну,
Like
пайп есть.
shapeshift does the same, God
Ну,
strength
хорошая
does the same.
новость.
Блин, в БКБ есть блинка, нет.
Вот, я только
it's
хотел
like
сказать, что хорошая новость, что
super
SF
laser,
не умрет в файте. Плохая, все еще нечем начинать этот файт.
Yeah, well, listen, I guess I'm
Пока
complaining
не
about a very old
получается.
thing of
Ну,
Dota.
БКБ
Like
на
Dota
Кирыче
himself.
есть, БКБ на СФ почти, пайп на Кентавре.
You just want the
Ну,
cooldowns to be
супер, они
longer.
максимально защитились от маглов. Пока. Потом,
Да и Гирыч сейчас не поможет.
Monodrama.
Блин, ну,
That's a big target. That's a very big target. There goes the gyrocopter as well. Double kill for Notice. Not allowed to farm in this jungle. They felt like they were safe because
Причем
there's
это
no
просто
wards up on
командные
this high
решения,
ground, but
правильно выбранные
well, there was
факты.
wards elsewhere.
Опять же, неудачные вот эти попытки первых таких.
БКБ еще надо нажать. Да и вообще вот
Middle tower.
2 БКБ и пайп. 3 артефакта, чтобы жить. Чем дамажить, чем унифицировать, чем убивать.
Ясно, ребят, понятно только одно. 3000 фрибетов в трансляции. Онлайн. Кликайте по бане на трансляции. Фрибет. Либо регистрируйтесь по промослову.
They push out the wave that they get given them.
Пока
That's about it.
Я не знаю.
If he is available in Gyrocopter,
Хотя бы. Да просто
so
не
many
чувствую.
tools for them to
Is under attack.
go for a fight, but when they're
Один
running into the
выход на
battery
верхнюю линию за
now
22
Aegis on
минуты
the plate
игры,
there.
1 килл и снесенная вышка. Это реально единственная вышка, которую Кентавр ловит. С пайпом, с мейлом.
Причем, смотри, у него задефузала мановая шагает.
Funding's going to be used as well, Ethan. He's got him in the steps, but doesn't quite time it correctly.
Там
So
команда
gonna
рядом.
have to come in. Chiro Jr. with the assist
Умирает,
and will actually be
пайп
grabbing the kill.
погибает с пайпом.
Radiant's
Пропасть.
bottom
Падает
tower is
Нимика.
falling.
Что ты чувствуешь, Майл? Слабость,
Dyer's
вялость.
middle tower is not what it used to
Я
be.
чувствую,
Outside of these, full respect. They've been
наверное,
blessed with
гнев. Гнев,
sea of
да.
pick-off.
Православный такой, ну знаешь, по-доброму в смысле.
Католический.
Yeah, they have to be keeping an eye on Young G. And he's got that blink dagger up.
Не
It's
знаю,
blink
но
EKB in a very fast requiem,
я
which you might
чувствую,
not be able to
что
respond
я
to.
как осел, который идет за морковкой, которая передо мной. И мне не дают его запустить. Я жду, когда вот комбинация красивая, нейтрализована.
again, Jakiro has
Получается,
Ее нет.
ты все еще идешь
been a very kind of
за
slow 10
морковкой, а ее
minutes.
просто веревочкой от тебя оттягивает.
Я не оттягиваю, она просто висит у меня так, что я никогда не
that
смогу.
present themselves,
Как у Остика, вот
farm
это
up,
в телеге.
get Roshan.
Ни разу не видел, такая штука работает в реальности.
They are doing very, very well.
Вот в жизни она...
Немига также
Break down the
тянет.
shadow. Surely this is the moment
Нимига,
when
да,
he
Нимиги
pops off.
тоже. Ну, блинк на кентавре,
Yeah,
блинк
that's
на
it,
Baited breath.
теперь уже надо как-то
You
дойти
drop
до
the
этого и
shadow
дойти.
feed, yeah,
Ну, а там
okay,
уже
you got the
БКБ.
lane where you got to
Да.
И уже попробовать. А самое грустное, что
lovely stuff, but now
если соперник начинает качать, а если начинают с них, то они не будут не
I
БКБ.
don't think the lane easy on Shadow Fiend, but it's designed to dominate lanes.
Тан в
And then
аркан.
it's stacking
Битва с
damage
морковкой.
with
Погнали,
the,
погнали. Давайте,
with
ребят, не
Нет,
мига.
Аркан Руна хочет выкинуть. Но эта драка еще не закончена. Ловит ракетку. Нет, ты бросал БКБ, блок бросал БКБ. Мать здесь без позиции, но он просто скример подходит. Так, Виспер, ультимейт. Вампир пошел. Вампир реально делает свою драку, сбежал к ней. Сейчас здесь Хирокоптер БКБ, там связались, стянулись, ставят Мейкер. Криво ставит Мейкер. Никого не убивает, пока без БКБ улетает. Еле живой стол, его все еще цепит. Ну как же круто играет здесь Абадон. Шейбы, он выручку облизывает Шаду Шаман. И поворот как раз фатальный. Башку отрубили в
Can't
конце.
kill solo, you just can't do it. 3 heroes dead on the side of the Mika.
Мне дали морковку, но она оказалась
started out
тухлой.
perfectly.
Гнилая, да,
True
немножко
Junior's
такая.
getting
Но опять они все плохо
completely
нажали. Стеф нажал
vaporized, but
БКБ, когда не
not
надо было
enough.
нажать БКБ. Вот они
Было
начали.
опасение, не, знаешь, тут он на самом деле на опережение сыграл, потому что это был рассказ Фини, который потерял позиционку, но ты же не знаешь, где шаман находится. И шаман тебе потенциальный хекс может
Я
пробить.
понимаю. Да нет, да он уже после нажал. Он нажал уже после, он должен был оставлять это БКБ, и потом опять они разделились. Что-то кто-то куда-то убежал, вампир один играет в доту, пытается убивать героев, все остальные просто бегают, как... Ну да, потерянные, как, блин, в этот, в Пакмане призраки.
it's taken this long, 24 minutes of the game, to finally get a combination of Shadow working with your, Shadow Fiend working with your team.
Бегают гуси и клюют вот этих бедных немигов.
They can kill one hero, but that's
Даже
it.
несмотря на эту ошибку от Тини,
который
немножко сыграл, но теперь он знает, что там...
BKB, but he has to use it just to run away. Both Winner and Centaur, they jump onto the A. He doesn't even die, he just walks back up the steps, walks towards the battle, glimmers his way, and yeah. Really rough.
Все, это последнее ТД-строение Немиги. Больше ничего не осталось наружу, только
I think to play out an early engagement, maybe a Centaur getting blink, or even the SF getting an earlier blink would have given them some purpose to pick off the tango with Tiny, but yeah, the way that they played it out,
в случае Абадона это вторая
enabled
Тини может КБ.
itemize and
Вам либо в Тини надо врываться, либо...
Ну, в кого-то надо врываться, короче, убивать. Кентавр почти дофармил свой блинк.
Satanic Rapier as quick as possible.
Он видел и... Да, успевает. Я не знаю, будет ли он здесь или он уже не успеет ничего нажать.
Yeah, Bashkir's a tough combination online. He's just got Dragonlance BKB. It's a really tough situation for a Jarkox to be in.
He went for the fight.
Хватило денег.
Насколько
круто играет.
О, один Абадон, да, мы выбили так. Зачем сворачивается?
Вампира Ген, кстати, по-моему, в прошлой не было. Я аппарат от него бежал в инвизе просто из-за этого.
Делать выводы тоже нормально.
Тяжело Абадона. Так, и Жекерос еще подставляет. Здесь пытается сделать ТП.
А, хороший шейк, развороте.
Не заканчивается. Это очень крутой килл. Янджи опять БКБ прожал. Нормально, неплохо, да, Shadow Shaman может пытаться убить. Shadow Shaman последняя фишка. Щиток Абадона, но нет, слишком много урона, если пытаются размять. Хорошо, живет здесь, килли очень хорошо, взрывает БКБ, взлетает неплохо. Прыгает Абадон, начинает месть, взрывает учению, взрывается следом. Абадон-то без ультимейта в полу, больше места есть, Гену вампира. Переключается на Абадона. Пола не добивает никто вообще, Баскач. Баска замерзла, держи голову в тепле. Баска улетает, подхиливается, красавчики закончились. Но Абадона не взять, как никак, ставится ракета, он просто бегает кругами, ничего не понимает, что куда, кого бить. Абадон откатила, какой тайминг аппарата, никто до сих пор не убил, но убить аппарата-то, ну, он бегает с утра, абсолютно лоу-хпшный, никто не может ничего сделать. Это последний герой. Голос всех пережил, всех уничтожил, переиграл. Это фантастика какая-то. По второму кругу героев наверх улетают. Обалденная просто драка какая-то. Я в один момент реально был уверен, все. Это ошибка от гусей, их сейчас накажут, пришел кентавр, но кто же знал. Феноменальный абсолютно тайминг на вот этот ультимейт Абадона, Бору тайм откатился. Просто вау.
Just dancing around the fight. Solo's using his glimmer, escaping once again.
Посмотришь, как там мертвый аппарат в глиммере. Бежит Верка на него с гемом. И вместо того, чтобы его добить, он же так много делает.
Он очень много сделал, да. Просто тем фактом, что он выжил, сделал. Ну и да, конечно, с БКБ второй потерял Янджи, тут без сомнений.
Ну вот что вот это за БКБ такое?
Опять же, ты ждешь шамана. Ты пошел, дал 2000, ты думаешь, сейчас шаман прыгнет куда-то. Ну вот нет, это нет оправданий вообще никаких. Ну вот здесь вот сейчас вот хочу посмотреть за тем, как не убивает аппарат. Он же снижает каждым своим ударом силу, он там просто убивает героев. Ну вот смотри, все, он мертв, просто можно идти за ним убивать. Надо бить его только для этого, иначе он...
На кой черт они развернулись по Абадону, которого вообще никак не убить, вообще непонятно.
Самое жуткое, что все это... Ты же понимаешь, да, как работает Абадон? И он если у них там они же в
да.
И они не могут ничего под аппаратом сделать, это же жуть, им надо позицию. Это байт?
Это очень опасный выход сейчас от Немиги, учитывая, сколько они проигрывают.
Это байт на голову.
На башку, да, Верк опять первым вылетает вампир, на этот раз он просто отдает гем и все.
Ну а теперь уже позиция сильнейшая, идет атака под гирокоптеру, айсплат остановили.
Да, гирокоптер, конечно, погибает, байбэк муст Верка, пытаются драться до конца, и начинает расстрел, все круто, кентавр Янджи, и БКП нет уже, но проблем с подгоранием, Рапир нужно спасать его, щиток вовремя залетает, все залетает как надо у гусей, 0 шансов.
Ну, размен вполне неплохо для команды Немига,
Нет, 2 в 1, Верк, байбэк муст.
А, все, тогда скоро.
Да. Sure, winner has to buy back, but for them,
ввели один
situation
теперь 13.
provided now. It's like, guys,
Гуся
the
слишком
Shadow Fiend has
Тут
everything
на
possible
каждое,
to
даже
kill a
хорошее
hero.
действие
Tiny,
Ниги они отвечают
Tango,
еще более
let's ignore the bad
Даже
because
вот
of
эти ультимейты
time.
Янгджи не
But if they
помогают.
can
Они
get
играют
that
быстрее,
quick
они
stun on any
понимают
hero
четко план
with the
своих
Shadow Fiend
героев и
following
их
after,
реализацию.
they
Это
have this
просто
like
база
ability
базейшка
to hold on to
какая-то,
the
и
game
с этим не могут
buy
совладать
time.
Мига, им слишком трудно.
And Jericho, he's going to have to try and do a
Пока
better
что
job of
разного
evading these
калибра
Ice Blasts
команды.
solo. He identifies one key thing.
Какого
Ice
калибра?
Blast the Gyrocopter do not allow him to stand his ground and
Такое ощущение, что
participate
будет
in the fight.
5.58
The
против
damage on the
150
Gyrocopter has
миллиметров.
been negligible in the last
Гаубица против
Just because Solo has had his
пистолета
number
с
the entire
пистонами.
time. 13
Ну,
damage
они
gold
хотя бы
lead.
стреляют время от времени.
Ну, иногда, да. Вампир мне вот нравится, то, что он делает, хоть и он ошибся в последней драке, но, блин, он реально, если бы не он, они бы вообще ничего не нашли на этой карте.
Они бы еще раньше проиграли, скорее всего, да. ВВРки это как раз
Какой-нибудь, чтобы мешать в драке. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, Денис ДД вырубает. ВКБ не нажал. Нажал ВКБ, когда так было. Но опять ВРК справляется. ВРК справляется очень хорошо. Еще нормально. Отбивают 10. Борды поставили. Это была очень плохая атака.
Ай-яй-яй, это какой-то атака мод продемонстрировал Пират Джуниор.
Да, вот это привет.
Это, кстати, абуз, да, какой-то гемом выложил гем, чтобы через когда шанс станет старый добрый.
И он подобрал его, потому что свой они сейчас отдали. Ну, Чира ошибся. То есть даже несмотря на то, что если в этот раз не нажал БКБшку, что, кстати, на самом деле даже было круто, что БКБ у него осталось, и они и так убили, суппорты позицию не теряли, это то, чего не было всю игру. Суппорты ни разу все не ошибались так сильно. И вот камбэк на 6 разов.
Но это камбэк из-за ошибки.
Да, ну слушай, люди ошибаются, надо пользоваться этим. И Мига тоже молодцы, что воспользовались этой ошибкой. Да, ошибки случаются. Это база. 7к остается. Ну как они играть
Realistically, from our perspective,
Да, конечно,
crazy. That's like a key attacker jump, right? That is like the, what are we doing?
Тем не менее, шанс есть. Файт слева обалденный. Даже аналитики это замечали, да, что доберутся они до всех шмоток, появятся бары, будет проще, действительно работает. Самое интересное, что рано или поздно еще и телега Кентавр появится, который гирокоптер с собой заберет и позволит ему стрелять. Кстати говоря, тут вообще
play for the record and play for a big pick and maybe
вот наш
2
план
or 3
в
pickups down the
рекавер в эту
line.
карту.
You've got a
Может,
game,
в эту
but
серию даже.
Tiny in the supports.
Но пока встал Рошан, кстати. И очень далеко находится от этой локации Мига, поэтому все в кармане гусей, единственное, что они боятся.
I think it is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh my
Жалко,
god.
что Петушара
One for the
не
tiny,
играет на
one for the
Квалу. Прикольно,
Pango.
если бы Петушара
Okay.
играл против гусей.
Or one for one
Это
half of
было
the team and one for the other half.
Было бы забавно.
Ooh.
We've got to dream big, Tico.
Both
Петушара,
into the
ту
bad.
самую Квалу, про которую я вспоминал, 2021 года.
Он же играл на тройке за Empire, да?
Да, он ее тащил нереально, он там всю
It
Квалу
is, yeah.
протащил,
The Mega
и не
actually
хватило
put a
Тенсем.
game together with an assist from Chiro Jr. in that last fight. But
Тогда на
Теперь останется
тройке атака
история.
тоже играла, помнишь?
Я
now,
так, да, там
let's
состав был
see.
очень...
Okay, Cybergoose, it's time to
Yeah,
get
attack
that
opять
discipline coming into play. Does seem like they've got it. They're hanging out. They know that Roshan is going to be the most important thing here.
И Мига выходят
Wait, they
первый раз за
predicting
долгое время. 6
wanna
тысяч они
fight
всего
top?
проигрывают.
Oh,
Они камбэкнули
okay.
больше половины.
K2000 doesn't
У
even
них
ask about
математически
it.
шансов теперь в разы больше. Им главное хорошо подраться. Но
They'll want to play with this. They want to play with this double damage.
Вот
They've
это
just
не
got to be
отлично,
careful.
это
Double
может
damage
это
and
значит,
shielding on
но
THQ5.
начинается так, Башка не успевает еще нажать Фрифайр. И не вставляет телегу. Какая раз Кентавра потрясает. Первый ульта пошла у Абадона СМ. Не жмет. Тинь уже умер. А теперь можно Абадончика. Но Блинганушки не дают, Абадон сам уходит. Ну это суперфайт Кентавра. Он обходит байбэк, пошел от Джакира. Зачем-то, не знаю. Нашли здесь проблемы, связывают его. Джакира помогает, пересекая байбэк.
Мало, так это камбэк. Они Рошана сейчас убивают и полностью возвращаются в игру. А если даже кнопки не нажимал еще.
Это даже без Рошана они камбэкнули. Даже с байбэком Джакира. Да, если вообще ничего не нажал. Ну это гениальный кентавр, который просто прыгнул и подсадил гирокоптера в телегу.
Вообще гениальная просто. И вот здесь это действительно оно. Сейчас самое время пойти на какую-нибудь вышку на Тира, обеспечить себе комфортный подход к рушпиту. Ну, пока, видимо, просто варды расставляют. Да, сразу.
Refresher still not used.
Ладно, не впусти РМС. Так, вот он, Шрейкл, вампир опять компенсацию завозит.
Как же вампир тащит эту катку? Ну, пока что вампир MVP и... Сейчас кого-то кинет.
На!
Я знал, что это будет. Я знал, что он подойдет.
Ну кто если не он?
Так, смотри, они идут сюда, Тини сейчас резает, у него на ПКБ идет куда-то Абадон.
Аппарата нет, вы уверены, что вы хотите вот это контест?
Там СТФ с двумя ультами, да, это супер сомнительная история, но просто пугают Немигу, и Немига пугается. Или нет, либо шкаф не проявит хладнокровие. Покатился Донит. Ой-ой-ой, как дали! Набрали! Кнопки, там есть взяли по телегу! И он нажмет свой первый ультимейт! И второй ультимейт готов, он второй прожимает, Тиника разрывает моментально, вайпека у него нет. Вампир опять бежит, как бабушка! И уничтожают здесь ноги, он пытается дать размен кому-то убит, и никто не умирает.
Still alive, and Young G is completely untouched through the whole thing.
Это
I was
не
not
бабушка
ready
Майл, это
for the
Хурма,
cart
потому что
double
это
requiem, and I
слишком
don't think
жестко,
the
настолько,
Cyber
что
Goose were either.
ничего гуси не могут сделать. Да, ультимейт парейшн полетел, неважно, фуллов башка.
Because Cyber Goose took the last one, so 2000. He was trying to go for a cheeky blink and take Roshan at the end of it, but
Если Кентавр репелнуть не нажмет, как
Но это было
Таронто выдал кринж на Омнике.
Ну и да, хороший Рушанчик сейчас спокойно забирает Немига и уже... Экономика уже за ними.
Просто Кентавр, ему еще ПКБ нужно добрать, чтобы гарантированно сейвить. Кентавр и ВРК эту игру для своей команды тащат. СТФ и Гирыч вообще ничего не делают. Они просто жмут свои кнопки и все, и кайфуют. СТФ там сидит в телеге. Ну просто все, это минус СТФ. Они ужасную позиционку, Джакир вообще никуда непонятно куда пошел, СТФ плохо стоит, и все.
Ему дали кек, его связывает шаман, ну боже, этот кентик, это что-то невероятное.
Да, он как осел в телеге, только перед ним не морковка.
Нет, его кормят морковкой уже в этой телеге, потому что тут все за него сделали.
Морковка не во рту и не у команды Немига. Она остается перед команды. И все идет к тому, что в этой игре они уже не просто камбэкнули, они уже ведут. Теперь ее только не проиграть осталось. Вампир очень хочет на инт, судя по всему. Он играет эту игру пока божественно. Очень опасная ситуация. Джакира. Да, Джакира представляет. Здесь Нулифайр, никуда не уйти.
Это неплохо, могло бы быть куда страшнее, если бы фармил СТФ или Геркул.
Там супер опасная позиция у Соло. Он поставил вард и выйдет найти будет очень сложно.
Гемчик есть. Вообще они могли бы еще посмотреть на тайминг и понять, что не так уж давно это было. Но искать какого-то героя...
Да нет, тут аппараты, да. Любой нормальный аппарат отсюда уже ушел. Гениальный аппарат.
Опа, поправка.
В воздухе.
Ох, страшно, мне кажется, становится про кибергуся вот этого. Что-то вообще каточка не ладится для солой компании. Так все здорово начиналось. Теперь надо что-то делать с телегой. А как ее законтрить, я даже не представляю.
Телегу никак не законтрить. Это невозможно. Ну, в данной игре, если Кент купит БКБ, нет ни единого способа помешать ему посадить телегу героя.
Вы должны врываться в Кентавра. По крайней мере, какой-то контроль ему давать. Ну, хекс, что угодно. Ваша задача первостепенная задизейблить Кентавра. И дать ему кнопку.
Телега, несмотря на то, что герой выглядит так, как будто он там типа стоит, и можно ОЕшкой фокусировать. Телегу вообще ничего не прилетает.
Да, ты не можешь выбрать целью...
Там даже АОЕшкой смелы не дамажит.
Да.
То есть тебе для того, чтобы убить героя, которого забили уже часть героев, тебе нужно еще убить Кентавра, самого жирного героя в доте, одного. Это очень сильная тема, и Кентавр просто красавчик, что он этот Аканим купил, он выиграл им игру, если... Ну, он ее выиграл, но они ее еще не выиграли. Пока что. И теперь гуси будут план выживания. На самом деле, с их уровнем игры, с тем, что они демонстрировали, я думаю, они тут еще могут покрутить, походить по карте и что-то придумать.
Ну, давай смотреть. В целом, опять же, шанс есть, но мы говорили, да, и тоже ребята подключали тимфайты, еще раз тимфайт. Это все. Поэтому я вот вижу, завелся рефрешером Пангальер.
Мне кажется, это не то, что все еще, а это теперь вот уже точно и до конца игры. Справа просто я не вижу такого файта. Один СФ с своими двумя ультами с Аганимом делает грязюки больше, чем вообще все, что...
70% шанс of winning.
Понимаешь, да? Вот сборку, но он добрался до такая забота.
Знаешь, это если ты говоришь, что Аганимка, Яша, БКБ, Блинк и рефрешер, как будто это просто слишком много. Но он дожил.
based on just how they looked playing the game. They did look very
Забавная
sad.
стата по урону, блин, я не успел посмотреть. Там, ну там в топе никого нет практически из героев Немиги, только один герой. Но тем не менее, Немига 1.57 от Винлайн 2.25 Гуси. Это первый раз за серию, когда Немига выходит по кэфам вперед.
Так ты помнишь вообще, сколько вели Гуси-то? Они на этой карте уже 12 тысяч. Они на ХГ залетали настолько уверенно. А потом больше неожиданно.
Там, я смотрю, Солыч.
Опять? Позиция бога?
Он в этом колодце сидит, пытается. Он знает, что если рядом он видел ауру, но у него тут нет варда. Я вообще не понимаю, почему он сидит. Ну, видимо, потому что просто... Там максимально выживание какой-то план на игру. Они два гема потеряли, да. На базе между ними гемы. Да, на фонтане. И Солыч покупает свой. Сейчас этот гем важный. Ну, что-то Немига... Я бы сказал, что они не додушивают, но я смотрю на разницу в золоте, она в их пользу идет.
Так, а почти закрылись на своей территории. Если посмотреть, только один соло пересекает. Я, опять же, полагаю, что есть какой-то план на возвращение в эту игру у команды Гусей. Они там какие-то шмотки дофармливают, пока непонятно какие. Из интересного Сатанику, Гирокоптера, БКБ.
Сатаник против аппарата может не сработать. Я даже буду накатывать. Это очень жестко. О,
привил.
Ведь это, да, сразу прыгает Китабр. Самый лучший цель. Да, это лучшая цель, Майл. Да. Он ничего не успел нажать, это реально лучшая цель. Эйки заканчивается следующий герой. Они нашли. Они опять нашли идеальную драку.
И Джакира там еще 15 секунд без таймера. Может быть, денег даже не хватит.
Это отличный выход от Гусей. И опять они наносят ответный удар. Можно в сторону отдать. Джакира есть, но байбэкаться не хочет.
Так, ну смотри, вообще 55 секунд это очень много. Они собираются стопудово и идут еще плана дефа нет, да? Да, его нет. Ой-ой, опасный ход. Так, я просто помню, что такое Немига и потерянные сайты. Там, даже если Немига выигрывает, она не выигрывает.
Это оно, это она, это та реинкарнация той самой игры с прописанным ГГ, которая 2 дня назад была, 2-3 дня назад.
Причем там только одна линия была трачена.
Нет, там тоже был? Да, мидл, они забрали.
Ну окей.
Лишаются двух сторон. Вот так вот ситуация, когда у него просто прыгнули в Кентавра, он не успел нажать ВКБ. Его подсейвить некому. Да, это была хорошая игра. Реально нужно прыгать. Ничего не сделать. Наверное, никто так не стоит вообще где-то находить спереди, а поставлять кому-то.
Блин, а это, кстати, проблема, потому что у тебя, если Кент первый не прыгает,
это нормально, пусть торгует лицом Гирокоптер, его быстро не фокуснуть, у него довольно много хп. Его не забрать быстро, если кентаврная реакция, он нажмет БКБ телега, все. И Гирыч все раздаст весь свой урон, а там еще и нападает. Главное, вот да, кентавра не подставлять, пусть инициирует, наверное, даже ВР со своим билдом. Она, кстати, делает Аганим, мне кажется, не стоит сделать БКБ в этой игре.
А ты знаешь, что Аганим дает тебе инвиз, и с третьей склада, учитывая, что Гем только один, и
Порта, да, это может быть очень вампир здесь в какой-то нереальной зоне. Возможно, это то, что ему нужно. Играть, конечно, да. Так, СФ тоже хек сделал.
Все правильно, все верно. Да. Раньше можно было на СФ через Эйбис, когда тебя Эйбис еще пришел в таргет, и ты тогда...
Бывает, это как 2000 Рамира!
А, он критира забрал, вот почему такая мысль. Понял.
Башка.
Шарит.
Ну вот Немиги башки не хватает в плане, знаешь, каких-то колов, таких точечных. Я прям вижу, как координируются мощно с капитаном и делают нереальнейшую базу. Но камбэк очередной от Немиги.
Я бы сказал, что пусть даже немножко. То есть экономика — это все ерунда, понятно, мы по строениям ориентируемся. Видно, что после вот этого момента позора, что большого, гусь пересобрались, обмозговали еще что у них обкумекали, так сказать, и вот теперь уже занимает позиции под какие-то объекты. Рошан первостепенная важность, да, опять же, не разбредаются там по карте, где-то исключение соло, партизан, ему можно.
Да, гусь хорошо, теперь им будет значительно проще контролировать карту и нападать из этих двух сторон, и проще делать какие-то пиковы, а вот в Доминике настоящая головная боль, эти две линии пропущенные, постоянно крипы будут набирать, и да. И нужно в какой-то момент в такой игре все отпушить, нажать кнопку и выйти самим. И этот момент наступает прямо сейчас, появляется Рошан. Девочка рапирой, он это все спалил.
Ну это идеально, слушай, это узкий проход, опять же, рассказ ТСФ, флэки гирокоптера. Лучше сценария для Доминики, чтобы выиграть файт, возможно, игру нет. Это
for Cyber Goose. They've got one on the kind of arm on the side, and then they're going to shove one more down. That was their last observer for the time being.
Еще разок.
Самое приятное, что Вай есть на самом
Вампир. Вампира не может спасти. Вампир понимает, он нужно байбекать. Начинается драка, которую проигрывать нельзя, потому что...
Очень неприятно.
Да, это очень плохо, потому что теперь придется сажать рефреш на второй БКБ. Это кошмар. Не смог Кентавр подставить ВР-ку.
Но в то же время, знаешь, так, закупаются вулыны, я так понимаю, не меняют.
Да, потому что у них рапиры на гирокоптере, если они проигрывают драку, это все, они не могут драться, потому что мид пропал.
Ай-яй-яй. Опасно, крипочка уже на базе. Да, вот один из плюсов пока еще только 3 минуты будет. В лимите есть варианты байбека, идти на аванпост, но пока... На жаль, ради оппонент, прочекай. Ладно, нет, держать байбеки нужно, это важно.
И опять занять позицию, опять искать. Вампир, конечно, здесь условно и еще и подставил. Очень нужен ему агоним. А 25 у него есть антиспел Вендран? Нет, я имею в виду вообще, в принципе.
Да, это не меняли.
Вот антиспел Вендран. Это будет шанс, потому что там нулифайр. И с агонимом он будет делать грязные вещи.
Ну там тот момент, что... И байбек
Не, все, здесь уже на байбеке нельзя оставлять. Во всяком случае, пока не миги. Нужно все деньги тратить абсолютно.
А я не согласен с тобой. Мне кажется, наоборот. То есть, если вы ошибаетесь, возможно, успеете еще вот в этого кентавра и гирокоптера в телеге как-то делать. Прыгают гусь, если обратил внимание, они слабые таргеты, они не рвутся там какого-то гира сразу, да, не бьются там.
Ну, короче, гир еще не стоит оставлять на байбек в ближайшее время.
Это да.
Пока не будет еще 10 тысяч на новую рапиру плюс байбек.
Да, вот это действительно правильно.
Ой-ой-ой-ой.
Прошлый смог привел их к хорошему фрагу, байбеку сразу на вырке.
Вот важнейший выход. Понимаю, что кто-то постоянно отпушивает линию, сейчас может подцепить того же Эстепа. Быстренько забрать Кентавр в позиции, Кентавр в позиции. Но главное не идти первым. Вампиру тоже идти первым теперь страшно. У него нет пока... Матье, прыгают, кого? Мои Кентавр! Я видел это кино! Ой, Кентавр опять не успевает. Жмет БКБ. Супер плохо, ужасная позиция. Тимие. Жмет в спину. Поймали Аванзона, но уводит ультимейт. Рассказывает, больно, очень больно по карьеру, но продолжает кататься. Грегу открывает. Гирокоптер бьет, пытается убить его, сажает в делу. Вторая ульта от СФ пошла, Финика. Вырубили, шаманы вырубили.
Ну это плохо, слушай, они отдали не может сражаться, все, что у них есть, это один флэк, атакированный гирокоптере. СФ 2 ульта вкастовал. Телега тоже ради какого-то МС была вколдована и толком ничего не дала. По сути, ты знаешь, это так больше ерунда какая-то, и просто шанс переходит вниз. А вот это уже сторона как раз Дайр, и это плюс для густей. Смотри, какую они позицию забирают, да? Сразу варты выставляют, готовят пуш, потому что кто-то сейчас побежит, а мы ворвемся.
Да, уже заблаговременно ставят, ждут очередной минус делать. Финиш 60 секунд. Есть бай. В эрке бая нет. Она отыгрывает свой штраф. Откатывает БКБшки, откатывает все.
Он уже который раз шныряет первым с этим Эйбисом, выживает таргет.
Да, это базовая игра на Абадоне. Ломать позиционку. Здесь нельзя давать позиционку хорошей нимки, она все взорвет. Даже в этой ситуации. Ну, Гирыч, на самом деле, его решение купить рапиру, тоже все больше хороших решений мы видим и от Нимики. Эта рапира по факту теперь делает даже такую драку, где уже ты не можешь нормально ничего кастовать, просто Гирыч жмет свои кнопки и все убивает. И пережить это пока нереально.
Знаешь, еще что вот хочется тоже обязательно выделить, это раскатки Ноутиса на пангом, потому что я уже третий раз вижу, как он на своем пангалере специально заруливает ВСФ, заставляет его прожимать рано БКБ, и ультимейт тоже в последний файт, они же такие ужасные, потому что у него панк.
Да, очень хорошую базу делают Гуси, за счет этого они пока что эту игру... Ну, они ее, правда, отдали сначала, но потом они вернулись, сейчас выигрывают именно из-за того, что постоянно Ноутис и да, 2000 врываются туда, куда нужно. И мы ждем... Нет телеги от Кентавра последние две драки. Хорошие, вот именно, которая бы перевернула все.
А нет драки, я обратил внимание, что нет такого, что вот все, 5 на 5, замес какой-то идет, и... Ну, это не то, чтобы драка была, это скорее разорванные позиции, и нет урона, чтобы забрать быстро. Ну, то есть, да, я к тому и веду, что это не топорные драки, поэтому полезность телеги, она немножечко снижается. Я к тому, что если попадают в первый номер в бусте, тяжело драться. Попробуйте Немига напасть.
And they can contest. The fact that Roshan's now bottom, they're playing so far away from the racks and lost. It's really predictable when they want to make any smoke move. And the smoke they make, it wasn't clean. The waves were shoving in. It was their only smoke. So Miga just, again, the pressure of the stage of the game getting to
Сейчас он рапиру отдаст, и ты будешь такой, ну а чё он телегу на ВР потратил?
Они, если закоммитились в одного героя, поэтому это все равно хорошее решение было бы. Ну да, он именно по такой логике, видимо, очень боится, что гирокоптер потеряет рапир. Решение сложное. Вот здесь уже. Когда влетают в Гирыча, все просто. Когда влетают в каких-то суппортов, тяжеловато. Дал брать текст, накладывает истощение,
хотя
вообще так, ты под фиксом держать гирокоптер, у него не будет стрелять.
Который нет.
У него нет аганимца? Она и не будет стрелять тогда. Ладно, это идеально. Что-то, ну реально 60 минут катка, гирокоптер.
Аганим с рапирой дает много дэмэджа. Я напомню, что когда активируется флаг, Брейс стреляет по двум героям.
It's not as if they can take the fight, drag it back to a tower, and then buy back and play on it. You compare that to use outposts. Even the mid-tier too are able to change up the TP duration, and they now go into the pit. There's no scan available in Radiant.
Snakes as well.
Он не будет рычать, но они идут. Они идут
Расстрел был, они знают. Рашан зарычал, потому что ВРК его ударила.
ВРК пошла, дается Амазону, даже урона Гирочка выбирает Аегиса. Гирокоптер надо спасать. И вот спасает Кентавр, Гирокоптер и Фирдус выбивает Аегиса с него. Там идет второй тиммейт. Гирокоптер под ультуя. Эйбиса! Ай-яй-яй! Сэм, где ты взорвать? Погибает Гирокоптер, погибает
They have the buyback remaining, but it's going to be so hard without that rapier, which Chira Jr. will now cheerily pick up
это
and
просто
take
нечто.
into the Amiga base to plunge into their throne. I don't know if there's anything left in the tank for the Amiga now. That was just about everything they had.
И какое продление потом тоже было.
He wanted to break him to cover his team, but I'm pretty sure the abandoned turned on the
сделали все, Гирыч без рапира, и теперь отбиться нереально. Есть байбеки, но надо байбекаться и что-то делать. ДСФ имеет у него еще одного таун, прыгает, он БКБ просто пытается убить Тини. На самом деле Тини погибает, он нажимает ультимейт, и еще раз отдает Мангальера.
А это я уже видел такое. Я Рапирование с ним получилось, кстати говоря. Это рапирование для Киркопа. Мы в нуле, Майл, мы реально вернулись. Все, байбеками, конечно, но тем не менее.
Это что такое?
Okay. I saw some. Yeah.
СФ, да, гнались за аппаратом, СФ, короче, полетел на ВР-ку, она бликанулась. Кентавр даже в чатах ХХ написал, наверное, гуси не понимают, к чему это, они даже не видели этой ситуации. Но камбэк очередной.
Так, стоп! Опасно!
И Гирыч Рапиру забирает.
Ребят, хату надо дефать, нормально.
Ну, Янг 3, браво, в этот раз он нажал все кнопки просто идеально.
А ты понял, почему так получилось? Расслабились, боковые стоит, они думают, о, вот она, наша катка, мы боги. Это было.
Янг G домой гуси. Такая кричалка фанатам команды Ними сейчас подойдет. Но есть байбеки, нужно быть очень аккуратными. Здесь вампир ломает все. Вампир взял старт себе, это классная темка. Очень полезная.
Так, ну вот вообще важный момент. Отбивается за эту гусь. Вроде не надо.
Не надо. Лучше отдать Аурору, но оставить байбеки, они пригодятся.
Не пойдут.
Да. Не нужно. Не пойдут. Сейчас будет драка. Нет, Кристине не пойдет. 8 секунд. Вампир прыгает. Соло. Прыгает на потом. Эбисон опять. Отличная игра с Кентавром. Но Кентавра нет, не может он навести гирокоптера. Прыгает вперед. Подбрасывает телеги. Прям гирокоптера. Но урона нет. Урона просто нет. Все потратили. Он откатывается. Рефреш от Кентавра пошел. Можно подсейвить. Можно подсейвить Гира еще раз.
Не можно, нужно будет его ставить. Но Айсбласт остается. Ладно, выжили, не мега.
Слушай, они сейчас могут атаковать, потому что все БКБшки прожали, и Стеф сейчас будет с двумя БКБ и с рефрешером. Ну БКБ ульт у него есть первый.
Как это такая, а?
Кентавр все рефрешнул, у него все есть, и... О, это супер жестко сейчас будет. Неужели они пойдут? Но это очень смело. Это не просто смело.
Погнали. Давай, я хочу такую доту, мне нравится. Вот эта каточка разошлась. Не то, что первая выносная, и вторая, когда я тоже за 20 смотришь. Я уверен, много зрителей такие, ой, что-то гусь, 12 тысяч, на там 25-й, ладно, пойду ММ ставлю. Приходишь, сыграл ММ, а тут камбэк 57.
Это классическая игра Ними. Я как-то поехал на работу комментировать доту, потому что Ними проиграл свою карту. Нужно было следующую комментировать. Я приехал, они еще третью доту начали играть. Потому что они камбэкнули. Но тут еще ничего не ясно до конца. Я уже устал переобуваться. У той здесь MVP столько крутых мувов было сделано, что у меня просто голова кругом идет от того, кто, сколько и как нажал. И смог, опаснейший смог, нажимают. То есть байбеков-то нету, ни миги. И тайминг ужасный для них. Им вообще никого нельзя терять. Единственный герой, который может разревелить этот смог, это вампир. И у вампира появляется антиспел, Вентран недогонимо.
Да, там 4200, но он денежку держит на байбэк.
На бай, надо оставлять.
Блин, это очень круто. То, как гуси понимают, там нет баев, у нас баев у всех есть. Пойдем попробуем, у нас даже рапира нет.
Вампиру нужно подставляться. Нужно подставляться именно вампиру, никому другому. Чуть забыл пресс.
Просто.
Он вырывает столочек. Можно попробовать попытаться. Прыгает. ВР подрывает. ВР есть бай. Единственное, собрать гирокоптера. Все просто вставался. Вырубает аппарат. Тут вырубает ВР, который погибает. Вырубает уже. Пошла ульта от Абадона. Минусует шату шамана. Катается по галерной плохо. И там можно попробовать забрать. Там залетит. Там пролетит. Залетит. Жесткая от аппарата. Попадает гирокоптер. Там гирокоптер. Я вижу, что скастовался бешеный, просто лютый. Рапиру подбирает. Абадон, через него, Кентавр. Кого-то там какой гений! Забирает Бангалера, остается только Дай. На последний ультимейт, он уходит отсюда. Но пятером.
Чуть нужно команде гуси. Они все байбеки прожали, которые были доступны. 4 бая. Один Абадон. Собраться вместе и пойти закончить. 100 секунд, не будет гирокоптера. Это одно. Ничего нет, 40 секунд у него не будет ультимейта. Отбиваться буквально нечем. И вообще непонятно, как здесь дефить Немиги. Очень крутой момент в этом файте выдал Джакир. Он успел привести Хекс, добил его на базе. Таким образом, он сконтролил Абадона. Ребята потерялись. И в итоге прилетел Шейтл, который похоронил Пангалера.
Вампир опять вяжет как форма рынка. Хекс на аппарате после байбека. Теперь байбек только у Абадона есть. Но у других байбеков нет. Неужели не пойдут вы? Надо идти.
Надо. Еще минуту в запасе.
Чем больше они тянут, тем больше откатывают. Уже откатил ультимейт Стефа. Через 28 секунд откатит его БКБ. Через 100 секунд откатит вообще всего. И будет гирокоптер. И самое главное, байбеки появятся у Немиги. Через 2 минуты надо идти. Надо увидеть. Они идут. Джакира стелит Макропиру. Абадон начинает начинает работать, так никого не залетает. Надо как-то сбивать эти змейки.
Видите, команда Мига может быть.
Пока живы Тер-4, нужно чем-то змейки убивать. Пока скидывают Кентавру, ворваться, Кентавр не может бороться, надо спасать. Он бежит, он держает, он создает свинью, в телеге, нажимает ПКБ, раскантовывает, пошла раскантовка в Фини, у которого нет бая, Фини пугают, переключаются на подгальер убивают. 20 секунд до гирокоптера, и Степ будет твой аппарат, победа команды Киберпусть! Фантастика какая-то, а не кончание этого дня! Какая вкуснятина! Вот не зря мы ждали до последнего это! Вот они довольные лица. Да, в этот раз никто не написал ГГ раньше времени. И Немига все-таки покидает квалификации, а Гуси идут своей дорогой дальше. Безумная катка, просто безумная. Я как будто гранд-финал откомментировал уже. Да? Этих хвал. Что будет дальше, я не знаю.
Не, ну это самое красивое, что мы могли сегодня увидеть по окончании игрового дня. У нас были, конечно, камбэки феерические с Немигой в начале, но вот такое окончание, это прям крем-конфета. Аналитики, забирайте эту всю вкусняшечку и рассказывайте.
Это просто невероятная игра. Я не знаю, столько не трясся уже всю эту квалификацию. Вот я как на карусельке катаюсь, и мимо меня проплывает поражение, победа, поражение, победа. Они просто не могут выбрать, чего они сами хотят от этой игры. И ведь ничего не предвещало, что этим закончится. Вот когда был старт карты.
ФП, гирокоптер, они еще могли выиграть. Они почти выиграли. Вот если бы чуть-чуть в моментах получше играли, кнопочки нажимали, забирали бы карту.
Да куда лучше уже казалось.
And so much more shall soon be spilled.
No, you don't.
Got you slick. Step lively now. Your admiral is on board. Deserved it not. Play a bit harder next time.
Some people call you friends. I call you co-stars.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack! Radiant's middle tower is under attack! Much like cordwood before axe's axe, Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack. Like you can't even imagine. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. War has come to Radiant's bottom tower. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Lion's heart. Dire's bottom tower is taking many wounds. Dire's bottom tower is under attack!
The bounty for which my matriarch will prize.
Dire's top tower is under attack! Dire's top tower has fallen!
Money to burn.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack!
Let us fight! It's just a little slow.
The red mist spreads at Radiant's middle tower! Radiant's middle tower is under attack! The red mist spreads at Radiant's middle tower. Dire's middle tower is not what it used to be. Radiant's towers are fortified, just like Axe. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. It could be worse. Or could it? Radiant's middle tower.